feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Very interesting. Just had a little chat with Chris Watkins before he left, and Chris has been doing some things on Twitter kind of in conjunction with our top 40 Kings, and he's been asking people who's the most overrated King, most underrated King, your favorite King, things like that. And I guess he just did a question either yesterday, I think today, who was the worst player on the Kings ever?
Like the worst King ever?
Who was the worst player? And Spencer Hawes got the most votes.
Yeah.
Now you can look it up. He's not the worst.
He's not, but right.
Because he wanted the Kings to move to Seattle and things like that. I guess that's why people didn't look too kindly upon that, Drape. So he gets the nod.
Right. Think about it. We talk about this Oakland A's situation. Imagine if a member of the Oakland A's came out and said, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing in Vegas. It's a great place, And so, what kind of feedback and blowback would he get? I still can't believe Spencer Hawes did that. Like, how tone deaf do you have to be?
He loved his Sonics. I guess. Yeah. I remember one time they went to play in OKC and he wore a green and gold suit. He wore Sonics colors into Oklahoma City. Yeah, man.
Did somebody vote him on our top 40 list? I hope not.
I'd be surprised if he made it.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he get at least one vote? I wonder. That's something that we'll ask Jay later today. Jay says he'll jump on with us, not here with us today, but he'll be here for our top 40 segment later on. But can you imagine? Like, we were laughing about Purvis Ellison. Like, come on. Can you imagine if Spencer Hawes made the list?
That's one of the things I'd love to know. And, Jay is pretty protective with this stuff because he doesn't want to reveal information on voters, some of whom just didn't want it revealed who they voted for. But to your point, there was a certain number, I forget what it is, I have it here in my notes somewhere, certain number of guys, was it 7 or 8 that got one vote? So I'd love to know who those guys
are, right?
Yeah, I think we found out yesterday, sign lady nice enough to come on with this, and she said Jordan Ford was on number 40 because she taught him in elementary school or whatever. So I'm guessing he's probably a guy that got one vote.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine. I don't think anybody else would say.
And I'm thinking Purvis is probably on that list.
That's
he
2. And what did he say? 7 or 8, 6 or 7, something like that? Yeah, that's something we'll have to find out from Jay here sometime this week.
And, Marvin might have been one. I don't know.
I know.
You think he got more than one vote?
I'm sure he did. I hope whoever voted Marvin Bagley on the list isn't the lone wolf out there, isn't the only one. Somebody else had to have Marvin Bagley.
Maybe so.
Fingers crossed. I hope so.
Now, Drapes, today we should be starting now if it hasn't started already. We have Kyle Shanahan speaking to the media, and 2:45 we have John Lynch speaking to the media. So a lot of 49er fans for the last couple of days have been excited about what could happen. Doesn't look like anything's going on, though, does it?
I don't know. The rumor is Aiyuk's supposed to practice today. If that happens, is that movement? Is that a sign that something we can read into, Whitey? If he actually takes part in practice?
I would think so because, if he's holding in and nothing's guaranteed, why would he put himself at risk?
Exactly.
Even just a pulled hammy or something.
Exactly. It might be something where either A, he has to just sit there and swallow it and play under his current contract, or B, he knows something is close to getting done. And so that's what I'm looking for. I don't think Shanahan will say much. I don't think Lynch will say much, any headline grabbing, clickbait kind of material. But if Aiyuk is practicing, that's massive news today for the Niners.
Yeah. Honestly, how good would they be without either of those guys? Or let's say they don't get either one. Maybe they're playing a few games without either one of them. Can they win? Can they still be a really good team? Can they thrive without Aiyuk? Can they thrive without Trent Williams?
No. Because you asked a really good team. To me, a really good team, 11, 12 wins, something like that. I got them at 10-7 without those two guys. We saw when Trent Williams was out how things looked. Brock Purdy wasn't as sharp. They lost 3 games. We saw that. And then you look at Brandon Aiyuk. I maintain, and maybe I'm in the minority. Nobody's really talking about this because maybe everybody's Niners fans. But I'm going to call a spade a spade. when I look at that wide receiving core, you take out Aiyuk, I don't think it's putting much fear in opponents. Debo, yes, but you can game plan for Debo. You send 2 on Debo. Is Jawan Jennings really going to blow the top off? Is Tricky Ricky P really? We haven't even seen him yet. And so I think they're really thin. As a matter of fact, didn't they sign a wide receiver today? I saw actually they went out and signed a wide receiver. I got to pull up his name. But I think they're thin at top level wide receiving talent if Brandon Aiyuk is missing.
Let's say you had to make a Sophie's choice, a Shanahan's choice. Let's say the football gods come to you and say, and you're Kyle Shanahan, you can't have them both. Sorry, you can have one. Which one do you want? Which one is more essential to their success? If either Trent or Aiyuk is not going to be available this year, which one would the 49ers need more desperately?
It's clear and it's obvious, Trent Williams. Because here's the thing. Aiyuk's effectiveness, he wouldn't be as effective if you can't protect the quarterback, if Brock Purdy doesn't have the time to let Aiyuk operate. And so Trent Williams, it all starts with Trent. I mean, the pass protection, the run blocking, all of that. And I maintain, too, when you look at Brock Purdy, as fantastic of a season as he had, just look at the numbers for the games Trent didn't play. I mean, and that's not just him. It's pretty much every quarterback. When you lose your best offensive lineman, especially on that side, life becomes difficult. And so I think for sure they can't win without Trent Williams. But I could also say that about Aiyuk, too. I don't think they're the favorites in the NFC without either one of those guys, Whitey.
Yeah, you may be right. I think I would probably, if I could only have one, I think I'd take Aiyuk and hope that Chaney can scheme around Trent Williams' absence. I understand everything you're saying. You're exactly right. And you're right. When he wasn't there last year, it was not pretty. Of course, when he was out, they also were missing a couple other guys, I think.
Yeah, wasn't Debo out sometime? Yeah.
So, and didn't McCaffrey get dinged a little bit as well? So there's that to consider as well. Hopefully it won't be something that they have to deal with, but the closer we get to opening night, of course, the more that seems like a true possibility that you might have to play an actual game without one or both of those guys.
Yeah, and terrible. I get it. It's a home game. I get it. But the Jets are, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy and he's back to being Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be a tough matchup. That's not a 10-7 ball game. You know what I mean? Like, the Jets' offense will be much improved with Aaron Rodgers this year. Their defense is very solid. And so I think you need your weapons against this Jets team. I'm predicting a high-scoring game, 28, 25, 24, something like that. And so the fact that neither guy is practicing, Trent's not in camp, how much time is it going to take him to get up to speed? Nick Bosa, last year, for his career, phenomenal athlete, in phenomenal shape. Even he was rusty coming back. And I understand it's different for an offensive lineman, a veteran like Trent, but it's going to take him some time to knock off the rust.
Yeah, it depends on how much he's been working out, the extent to which he's been staying in shape.
Right. And you know as well as I do that you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Those first hits, it's different than working out by yourself. And so that's why camp is so important, right? Mm-hmm. That's why preseason is so important. So you can knock off that rust so that come week one, you're ready. Two Niners don't have the fortunate situation of having that, though. Aiyuk and Trent.
Boy, the leverage that he has is impressive, isn't it? Because Trent Williams, you take him at his word, it's like, I can come play for you if you give me the right amount of money. If you don't, I really don't need to play. It's not like, well, we're going to send you somewhere else. No, you know what? I'm 36. There's other things I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
He's made money.
Yeah.
It's not like Aiyuk, who's looking for really his first massive contract. And so two totally different situations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the 49ers would make Brandon Aiyuk play, franchise tag him, make him play for 14, whatever? Say, sorry, we tried to work something out.
Oh, I think they would. I think they would. I think, from a Niners standpoint, it's like, how much more can you take? We've made our position clear. We've looked at trade options for you, Brandon. We've upped our offer reportedly a little bit. Like, what else do we have to do? Mm-hmm. And if Aiyuk they're in the business of trying to win a championship, Whitey. They can't worry about hurt feelings or anything like that. And ultimately, Brandon Aiyuk is going to find out it really is a business. And if they slap him with that franchise tag, I mean.
Yeah. My guess would be if they do that, then you're dealing with distractions. You know, he's probably not going to be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it makes it, I think you either come to terms with him where everybody's happy or you got to move on from him. If he comes in and he's unhappy, I think that kind of poisons the well for you potentially a little bit. And that could get in the way of you winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. And it could go either way, right?
Yeah.
And
they need everything to go their way this year, right? They're not like going in there and just, we roll a football out there and we're going to dominate.
Yeah, it's and our insider Emil Fregoso just posted some video from Kyle Shanahan talking about Aiyuk and why he hopes the wideout will practice today, said Shanahan. We'll get that sound. But here's the thing, too, Whitey, when you look at the Aiyuk situation, and you're 100% right, they're trying to win football games, you know, and if Aiyuk isn't on board, you got to trade him. I think that's what's happening here, to be honest with you. I think both sides are trying to wait out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aiyuk either A, wants to get paid and stay with the 49ers, or he's going to hold this thing out until the Steelers deal gets done. And I think from the 49ers standpoint, they're waiting this out because once them game checks start being missed, Aiyuk in there, they may think he's going to cave.
Yeah. Then what would come into play if they do move off of either one of them? Then, or what are they going to do about that? Because they're going to try to replace at least one of them. So what would they be getting back from the Steelers if they trade Aiyuk? And to what extent would that help them offensively this year? That's the other thing that's an unknown, right? Maybe one of those guys or both of them are gone. What are they going to do about that? We don't know. Obviously, They don't want to have to deal with that, but they would have some options.
Well, yeah, they would. And the thing about it, too, is when you look at the Niners down the road, the decisions they're going to have to make after this season. That's why I think the contracts, whether it's Trent or Aiyuk, both of them, it's not about this year.
Yeah.
It's about the money they'll have to pay going forward and the decisions that they're going to have to make next year with Brock coming up, other guys coming up, guys you may have to repay, guys you may have to release. Like, that bill is going to come due pretty soon for the Niners.
Have to pee the pipe out of it.
Yep.
Can you guess which former 49er coach fully expects Aiyuk and Trent to play in the opener? We're back with that in a flash on Sacktown Sports.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Labor Day sales event?
Get the Jeep you've always dreamed of when you save up to $20,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon X and high-altitude 4xe.
Whoa, did you really say $20,000 off, plus you save thousands more at the pump?
That's not it. You can also save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xes and $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xes.
If you've ever wanted a Jeep, now is the time to do it. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
20,000 total net savings after 4250 rebates and 15,750 dealer discount. 17,000 total net savings after 4250 rebates and 12,750 dealer discount. 15,000 total net savings after 4250 rebates and 10,750 dealer discount. Rebates includes 3,750 federal EV tax credit offered by third party subject to change without notice. Consult a tax professional for eligibility. 10 at this net savings. See dealer for details.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Got some Shanahan sound for you. Kyle Shanahan speaking to the media. Our own Emil Fregoso is there. Do you think Shanny always makes time to talk specifically to just Emil? Like after he's done, hey, Emil, what's going on?
I don't know. I think Emil is down there with wide eyes, and he's just happy to be there. You know what I mean? He's like a kid in the candy store, afraid to ask questions and everything. I don't even know if Shanahan's noticing Emil over there.
Well, I got an update for you guys on Trent Williams first. Emil, nice beard.
Right.
Yeah.
So what if Emil's the one guy that gets the first question? You know what I mean? Like every time Emil's down there, Emil, you're up first. What you got for me? You know, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I have
Someday.
a friend Dan Dibley, he used to go on Twitter when there was a big press conference. He may still do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember he did one when Mark Davis was talking to the media. So he would go on Twitter and he would post odds on which reporters were going to get the first questions in.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually? That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, yes, I don't know if Emil's gotten any questions in yet, but we do know that Kyle Shanahan speaking to the media. John Lynch supposed to speak to the media at 2:45. Here is Kyle Shanahan moments ago with what he says is a Trent Williams update.
That all depends on when we see him, how he looks, how he feels. I haven't talked to him for a number of days. But, Trent will give every day. We'll let it be as close as possible. But we just got to, when we got to get with him, we got to see him. We got to talk to him. Very similar to how we were with Bosa. There wasn't a day that we would put on the calendar would be our last day. You hope it's every day. That's already passed. So each day makes it harder and harder. But you don't really make that decision until you see someone, talk to him.
Yeah, that didn't sound good. We
I
have to
did.
talk to him and see him.
Yeah. I mean, in your opinion, is there a drop dead date for week 1?
I don't know. I would think it would be what?
Probably next
Tomorrow
week.
or
Tomorrow?
You got a game, a week from Monday?
What,
So-
1 week of practice? Is that enough?
I guess like he said, depends. We have to
Right,
see it. We
right.
don't know. What's the drop dead date? I don't know. Has he been working out? We have to talk to him. Does he
Right.
want to play?
Yeah,
They're really in the dark about some.
What if Trent
crucial
comes in like
things.
30 pounds overweight or something? Or, that would be, it's crazy. Trent's a professional, so clearly he's working out. Obviously, he's working out. But I got to imagine a guy like that, he doesn't need a whole lot of time, Whitey. I give him a week. I mean, if he's not practicing by Monday of next week, maybe. But I'm still not hitting the panic button just yet if I'm the Niners.
Well, like you said, a lot of it hinges on what's his weight. And,
Yeah.
maybe he's just like, I'm not really worried about it. And then, the trainers see him and go, he's so heavy. If he plays at that weight, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
If he gets hurt,
That's
then,
true.
Yeah. So I don't know. And you could really hear the tension in Shanahan's voice. In my opinion, for a coach, he's pretty straight with the media. No coach or GM is ever going to tell everybody everything, but I think he's pretty straight with the media. And there he's straining to give an accurate answer without letting his frustration show. And you can hear the tension in his voice.
Yeah, you can hear it. Just the fact that he continually has to answer these questions.
Yes.
When you're trying to get ready for the Jets, focus on football. Really, the only thing everybody wants to know is what's up with Trent, what's up with Aiyuk. And to your point, you could just hear it in his voice that he's tired of talking about this. Like he wants to get ready for the season. And it's he's sort of at a helpless point for him, because obviously this is between management and the player. And if the player doesn't want to come in, a la Trent, if Trent wants to get paid, what can Kyle Shanahan do? He's helpless in this situation.
Moments ago, Kyle Shanahan also talked about how the team is preparing for the possibility of week 1 without Aiyuk or Trent Williams.
Yeah, I'm optimistic that things will work out with Trent. I'm not sitting here knowing what day it'll be. I mean, we're getting close to playing a game. So, my mind is completely on preparing for a game without those guys. But, yeah, I feel when two sides want to get a deal done, usually it happens.
Yeah.
Dang.
Sides want to get a deal done. Yeah. And, the coach in him is like, I don't care about this. We have a game.
Right.
Why aren't you playing? You're football players. We have a football game.
One thing that stuck out to me during that quote right there is the fact that he's preparing like they won't be there. It's one thing to know that and think that in your mind, but to actually say that, raises a little bit of a red flag to me. It instead of saying, we still got time. We're not worried about it. We hope by week 1 they'll be here, but they're preparing for the worst. We know that. That's because that's what you got to do as a coach. But to actually say that out loud publicly, that leads me to believe that he's not sounding optimistic right there.
Right. Realistic possibility.
They could be without those guys.
Meanwhile, former 49er defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, coaching the Jets against 49ers on opening night, dealing with their own holdout situation. Here's what he says yesterday. Here's what he said about Aiyuk and Trent Williams. Quote, fully expect those two to play. fully expect Trent Williams to walk on the field and still be his all-pro self with a newly minted contract, I'm sure. And Aiyuk, I'm sure he'll be there. But yeah, you keep an eye, kind of a side eye. Right now, it's all tunnel vision towards them and only them. I'll say this, with or without them, says Robert Saleh, they are still a championship roster, and they've got some dudes all over their roster. It's going to be a fun game, great challenge, end quote. But from their standpoint, if you're the coach of the Jets, you have to assume.
You have to assume, right? Yeah, exactly. It's just like in the NBA, if a guy's questionable, you still prepare like he's going to play. You just got to do your due diligence with that. And it's coach speak, though, from Robert Saleh at the end there. They got a number of guys. They're still capable and everything. Championship roster. And I'm like, without those two guys, maybe an NFC championship game roster, but that would be a massive hit for the Niners, both those guys being out.
I'll say this, and we talked yesterday about Harbaugh or Shanahan, and I'm typically pro Shanahan, but I'll say this, if this doesn't get resolved and it adversely impacts them this year, maybe it won't, but if it does, that's on Shanahan, that's on Lynch. And they really blundered their way through the Trey Lance trade. Yeah. They got away with it.
With it, right?
Doesn't matter. Brock Purdy fell in your lap and you figured it out. But if they're unable to figure this out, and I know it's very complex with so many talented players demanding so much money, but if this adversely affects them going into this season, that's a big-time botch job.
It's a botch job, but you're giving Shanahan part of the blame on that?
Oh, absolutely. He's running the show.
Because I feel like the Jimmy G, even the Trey Lance, that's more personnel. Contract stuff, and I know he's the man.
Yeah,
I know. If he says, "Hey, we need this guy," Lynch will go out there and get it. But how much of this what would be the blame pie, if you will, between Lynch and Shanahan? Would you say?
My view of it is that he had to see this coming, and I know what you're saying. It's like he's not in there negotiating.
Right.
Lynch is negotiating, but Shanahan's overseeing everything, and that he meeting with Lynch and everybody, they had to have an idea this might be coming. If they didn't,
they said it earlier, right?
Yeah.
He said it earlier.
You saw this coming, and you're still in the situation where you couldn't resolve it. That's no bueno.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, to your point, both of them, Lynch has got to be up there also because when you look at some of the major decisions they've had to make, and I'm talking with the personnel, the quarterback. You could argue they botched two quarterbacks, Jimmy G, and I know he was serviceable. I know he got you to, helped you to the Super Bowl. I get that.
They picked Jimmy G over Tom Brady.
Right. Bad decision, right? Bad decision.
You got like the quarterback whisperer who's had a blind spot when it comes to picking his quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. And then those are two major blunders, the Trey Lance thing. And now, if they go into this season and these guys miss games, they misplayed their hand.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem, too, about it is I feel like as this drags along, and this is something we've talked about, and you see deals being handed out, whether it's CeeDee Lamb or other deals being handed out, it's not like the market is going to go down. You know what I mean? It's not like the housing market is going to be a big bust and then salaries are going to go down. The cost is it's just going to keep going up.
Let's wait 6 months and wide receiver salaries will be lower.
Right. So what are they waiting for? Get it done, especially both these guys. Trent deserves it. Come on now. That's Trent Williams we're talking about.
On the chat, Ryan Williams Art. Haven't heard from him.
Oh, our guy.
Says perhaps Aiyuk is at a stage where he's simply enjoying the attention. Receivers, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And Brandon Dietzman, looking forward to when this is settled, regardless of outcome. Such a distraction. I'm with you 100%. Yeah. He's with the Steelers now. Okay, fine. Let's just move on. Well, whatever it is. Right. Resolved.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the similar with Bosa. It's similar with Trey Lance. Those were distractions last year, but they overcame those distractions, and I think when you look at, this situation, as long as it doesn't get into the season, and you've talked about it, preseason is preseason. Camp is camp. What really matters is what you do those 17 games. As long as it doesn't affect what happens September 9th, everything is still fine.
Yeah, I know, but that, the clock is ticking, as we all know. and your wiggle room is it's shrinking by the minute. And then to hear Kyle Shanahan today saying, well, we have to talk to him, we have to see him, that tells me they're a long ways from even knowing if they could.
As a reference point for you guys, he mentioned Bosa's holdout last year. So Bosa signed his contract on September 6th.
Oh, I was just looking that up too, Kyle. Okay.
Their first game, September 10th, 4-day window to play. Do you think they would do the? No, he did play the first.
Yeah, he played. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think
they won pretty easily, right?
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you think for Trent Williams it would be the same 4-day window, or would they need longer?
Not to dodge a question, it just depends. Like he said, we don't even know what kind of shape he's in. You can say, I'm sure he's taking care of himself, but they don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility. And I don't know Trent.
Thank you for that information.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, because that's important information.
Yes.
I don't know what kind of guy Trent is. Is he a guy that's, working hard every day, keeping himself in shape? Probably. Yeah. Or is he a guy, that is loafing around? We don't know. We got to find out, like Kyle Shanahan said, when he comes into camp.
Mm-hmm. Probably depends on how seriously he wants to play.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. You're right. Thanks, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
This is just a little something to keep the offseason interesting. That's all. When we come back there, though, Kyle Draper, you are not the only one who ranks the Eagles offense higher than the 49ers.
There you go.
We'll tell you who else, and it's somebody who should know. Next on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda. I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and sunny skies this afternoon. We'll be heating things up with temperatures in the upper 90s to around 100 degrees. Expect to have a bit of a delta breeze, though, pick up by this evening. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda. At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting their focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to procourtchampionship.com.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
But what was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Tasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Toyota's national sales event is on now through Labor Day weekend. It's time to keep your summer going with the new Toyota Hybrid and its incredible MPG. That means fewer fill-ups and more adventure. Choose from Toyota's 16 hybrid and electrified models, more than any other brand. And go the distance with Toyota's class-leading fuel efficiency and reliability. There's one for everybody. Hit the open road in your new Toyota Hybrid and live it up in California. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places.
I had been starting to be sick all the time at work, so I went to the doctor. He asked if people in the office smoked. He identified it as being exposed to secondhand smoke. I decided to sue. It was worth it in the end, California being the first state to be smoke-free in workplaces and restaurants in the country.
Andrea was part of a historic movement to ban smoking in the workplace. Learn how she and other Californians are fighting big tobacco at undo.org.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. To move closer to family, live within a smaller budget, or just wanting a change of scenery. Whatever your reasons, having to figure out all the various housing market trends in your area may not be what you signed up for. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in. Realtors have the expertise to help you find the right price and navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
My kids call me Tom. So unnerving. Every day, the older one's like, "How you doing, Tom?" I go, "Hey, I'm not your fucking stepdad, all right?" I wish I was. It'd be a lot easier, but I'm not.
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to the venue at Thunder Valley September 5th. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Tom Segura, Come Together.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sacktown Sports.
Possibility of Brandon Aiyuk practicing today? Well, Kyle Shanahan meeting with the media at 2 o'clock. I think practice is in about 40 minutes or so. So here's Kyle Shanahan when he was asked about whether Aiyuk would be on the field with the team today.
Is going to practice today.
No.
Is there any reason to believe that today would be different than previous weeks?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I've been working on the 53, the practice squad. I haven't talked to him. I know he's been cleared by our doctors. So I hope that he's out there practicing today.
I don't know. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
If he's out there, he's out there.
Right. Yeah, he wants nothing to do with this anymore, right? He's over it. Sounds like it. I mean, he's tired of being asked about it. You know, it's if he is out there practicing, talking about Aiyuk, that's to me a monumental shift in things, Whitey. That really is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, here's a guy that's just been hanging out. You know how it is, Whitey. You ever grow up and when you're in elementary school, you're on a team or maybe you're in class and you're not feeling well, and the teacher, like you're in PE or something. I got a little, a little something bothered me. I can't do it today. And you're sitting on the sideline, just hamming it up, making fun. Oh, man, you should have caught that, or oh, you should have did that. That's what the sense I get from Aiyuk. Like he's just there enjoying his time on the sidelines, don't have to do any of the work or anything like that. That's just how I'm envisioning it. Not saying that's how it is, but in my mind. And so if he actually practiced, that's a monumental shift because I view him now as the guy just hanging out while everybody else is doing the hard work. I'm just here chilling.
What's your guess? Do you think that was Shanahan saying, I don't know if he is or not? I don't know. Or was it, he's going to be out there, but I don't want to make too much of it. I'm not going to tip my hand here.
No, I think it's the first thing.
Yeah.
I think it's the first thing. It would be shocking if it was the latter. Like he's not going to tip his hand. He's like to hold that in. Yeah. I think he really honestly doesn't know. I don't think he knows.
Yeah. So like I said, I believe practice is scheduled around 3:10
Okay.
and Lynch is supposed to talk at 2:45. So we'll see if we have anything further to share with you today. We will do that ASAP. Here's something to share that I'm not happy about sharing. Drapes, I think yesterday we were talking about the 49ers offense, the Eagles offense, and a number of NFL evaluators, according to Bleacher Report.
The great Bleacher Report.
Yes, and these are NFL. They're just They got this from ESPN. Aggregating.
Aggregating. Okay.
NFL evaluators who spoke with Jeremy Fowler would prefer to have the Eagles personnel and offense as opposed to the talented group the 49ers are working with, though it's a close call. There you go. See that?
That was hard for you to read.
It's very hard.
Why was that so difficult for you? I mean, you're
Very
an
hard.
unbiased journalist, right?
Yeah. I was hoping an earthquake might hit or something, and I wouldn't have to finish the sentence.
Can you read that again for me,
No.
please? Because I was saying the same exact thing yesterday.
A number of NFL evaluators who spoke with Jeremy Fowler would prefer to have the Eagles personnel on offense as opposed to the talented group the 49ers are working with, though it's a close call. One AFC executive told him. The AFC, they don't even know anything about the AFC.
They cover all the talent.
Said,
They look at everything.
Better offensive line, better core of receivers. Saquon will be a big piece. I'm taking the O-line very close. Some of what San Francisco does well is because Kyle is making it work. That's an AFC executive. Again, AFC, what do they know about the NFC? Nothing. They don't know anything. He probably doesn't even know what teams he's talking about, whoever said this. But there you go.
If I'm correct, a few of those AFC teams beat up on the Niners last year. So they probably know a thing or two. My boy Lamar Jackson and company, Kansas City and company. But I've been saying that, Whitey.
You have.
I think the addition of Saquon Barkley makes this an even fight, if not tips the scales in the Eagles' favor. Because really, when you look at the Eagles' wide receiving core, they got 2 number ones.
It's pretty impressive.
It's impressive, right? It's impressive. And people sleeping on Dallas Goedert. They're sleeping on the tight end position. I know Kittle's fantastic, but Goddard's great too. And so I look at the Eagles, and I'm like, especially if Aiyuk is holding in and not going to be there, come on now.
Here's the thing about Kittle, in my opinion, and he's phenomenal. He's a great 49er, no matter what happens from here on out. But I honestly feel like he's always hurt. Even when he's not hurt, I feel like he's hurt.
Dealing with
mileage,
something?
yes. Yeah. I mean, the mileage is taking a toll on him. Then he makes these great catches, and they hang him out to dry, and he's pulling this or fracturing that in week 3 and then just playing through it. He's tough, but I just don't know how much longer he can be as productive as he's been.
Yeah, and I had to go back and look at the numbers, Whitey, because I thought Kittle was falling off. He had a couple of years. I'm looking at it right now. 765 receiving yards 2 years ago. Sure, he had 11 touchdowns, but he had a 1,000-yard receiving season. I didn't know he was, I thought he was like on the back end, the back nine, if you will. It was sort of a resurgent year for him last season. But to your point.
So you're saying this is wrong then?
No, I'm just saying Kittle's, a little better than
that last year.
Touchdowns?
Yeah.
Only 6, though.
Okay.
Only 6. Well, you got CMC and you're spoon feeding him.
Don't you think that if Aiyuk were not playing, that Purdy would be looking to Kittle a lot more?
Yeah, I think he'd be forced to, right? It's, he would be forced to look at him because you don't have a deep threat, a lot of underneath stuff, with Debo and George Kittle. So, 100%.
Here's what Bleacher Report has to say looking at the ESPN breakdown. Quarterback might be a wash after Jalen Hurts regressed and Brock Purdy took a positive step. If Hurts returns to form that saw him finish as the runner-up in the MVP to Patrick Mahomes, the Eagles would take the lead at quarterback. Niners win outright at running back. McCaffrey, the best player at his position. Niners get the edge at tight end. Eagles get the slight edge at wideout, where A.J. Brown is the best player at the position. The whole thing to me is the offensive line, which the 49ers, we know by design, that's where they choose to cut corners.
Even losing Jason Kelce was huge for the Eagles, but they still they had the best offensive line in the league last year. And
Jordan Mailata is amazing.
Oh, isn't he? Dude, that dude's massive, too. What is he, like 6'8" or something like that? I mean, he's massive. And so, and Campio taking some shots here. If the Eagles had a top-tier QB, they would be favored to win the Super Bowl. I say the quarterback and the coach this year for the Eagles will determine how far they go. There's some question marks there. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Jalen Hurts did not look like the same Jalen Hurts from 2 years ago in terms of leadership, in terms of accuracy. And so I agree, Campio. if Jalen Hurts resorts back to a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league, the Eagles can make the Super Bowl.
I think potentially the advantage the 49ers have at the coaching position potentially is a massive. I really do.
Let me ask you this, though, because I hear you on that. Was it massive 2 years ago? Or did the coordinators mask what was going on and mask Sirianni's faults? And could the coordinators this year do the same thing?
I like especially Fangio. Who was it yesterday? Was it Emil saying he's not a big Fangio guy? I think Fangio is phenomenal. But 2 years ago, it was just, to me, sometimes in football, it's great to have a tremendous scheme. But when you're dominant in one way or another, it masks a lot of your blemishes. And I just remember 2 years ago, that Eagle pass rush. It's like, 49ers had no chance.
Yeah.
That's the way I know they say, oh, we would have won that game. Brock hadn't gotten hurt, and maybe so. But that Eagle pass rush 2 years ago was just withering.
Yeah, I wonder about that because it's interesting because before last season, I don't think we were questioning Sirianni as a head coach. To your point, personnel masking, or it might be coordinators too. And so then you lose because they lost their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Much more was on Sirianni's shoulders last year. And, so I don't know if the coordinators this year cover up for him, it make his job easier. Or was it a learning experience too for him? He had a bad year. There's no doubt about that. I mean, and I said it yesterday, Whitey. He's the first coach on the hot seat, I feel, this season. 3-3, 2-4, something like that. That ain't going to get it done in Philly.
I know we tend to look at things around here through our, scarlet and gold colored glasses.
Yep.
But I think the reality of the NFC this year, and the 49ers if they have all their players, they have the best chance to win the NFC. But it's not like they're head and shoulders above the Eagles if they're back. Big question mark, because that was quite a collapse last year. But the Lions in there, the Packers are on the rise. There's really good it's very balanced in the NFC. AFC has better quarterbacks, but the 49ers is not like as I said earlier, can't just roll the football out there and we're going to win the NFC championship.
I mean, when we look at the NFC too, I feel like it's stronger this year than it's been. I mean, the Packers are going to be legit. Another year for them. They're going to be good. You look at the NFC East. I mean, Dallas is Dallas. Eagles will be there. People are saying the Commanders are going to make a huge leap. Then you look at the NFC North, the Packers and the Lions. That's two right there. The NFC South, I don't know about that. Maybe Tampa again. And then the NFC West, I think the Rams will take a leap. They'll be right there in the mix. Some people said Seattle. Don't sleep. Who did we have? Somebody said that the other day. Seattle is a team to keep an eye on.
When someone says, watch out for Seattle, I block that. And I just forget it.
You marking it down as 2 wins already for the Niners, right? 2 wins. But, it's 5 or 6 teams in the NFC that can go to the championship game, the Super Bowl.
49ers are still the favorite, I think. But your team's kind of a wild card because last year they were so good, then they were so bad. So, all right, which is it this year? We'll just have to wait and see.
We don't know. Jekyll and Hyde, right? We will see.
Yeah. When we come right back. Why yesterday left more 49er fans scratching their heads over how this team drafts. It's weird. Next on Sacktown Sports.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Labor Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Labor Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/3/24.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They believe it's all about people and choices. Their goal is to find the car that fits your lifestyle. With their huge inventory of models, they've got the right car and, more importantly, at the right price every time. Experience for yourself why their customers drive away smiling. Discover the difference, because it's not just about the car, it's also about the people. Experience the Sacramento Dodge Jeep and Chrysler difference off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks, or you can find them online, sacsuperstore.com.
Your water heater, old, rusty, forgotten, we hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old Loan Report.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Shanahan speaking with the media today, not saying much. Doesn't sound like he knows much as far as what's going on with Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk, who may practice today. We'll see. And John Lynch either is about to start or just started his meeting with the media, so we'll let you know what he has to say as we get ready for the opener. Just barreling at us now. Yesterday, 49ers, of course, made some cuts because it was cut down day. How about this, Drapes? After yesterday's cuts, you look at the 49ers now, and between 2017 and 2022, they had 9 third-round picks, okay? Between 2017 and 2022, 9 third-round picks. Fred Warner is the only one who remains on the team.
Dang.
So on the one hand, it's like, that's terrible. On the other hand, Fred Warner was a great pick.
Right, it was an awesome pick. They hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit on that, no doubt about it. But what happened to the other guy?
Yeah.
Third round is just
and they tend to find tremendous players later on. And then how about this? This is from Tim Kawakami. He points out that 7 of the 8 2024 draftees made the cut. Jarrett Kingston was the only one who didn't, and he got snatched up already. So it looks like, it's a little early to judge. It looks like Lynch and Shanahan may have just had a really good draft at a time when they needed it.
Right. Yeah, sorry, Whitey. I'm a little distracted. Adam Schefter just tweeted out, 49ers GM John Lynch said he expects Brandon Aiyuk to practice today.
Ooh.
Ask what happens if he doesn't. Lynch replied, then we'll deal with that.
Huh.
So that just came in a minute ago. Like,
thank you.
Just now. Sorry, I was just reading it and I was like,
apologize for giving us important information.
I know. I'm sorry. Hey, man, things are moving here.
Yeah.
Things are moving
so that
here.
Sounds like it's a matter of the team. We expect you to practice rather than him. Hey, as a show, good faith, I'll be out there. Right.
Yeah, I think so. Because, in the way John Lynch, made it sound, we expect him to be out there. And if he doesn't, well, we'll deal with that. It's like the message has been sent.
Huh.
Ooh, this could get spicy here. This could get spicy like it already hasn't. Now all inquiring minds want to know, right? Is he going to be out there? That's our boy Emil is down there, right? Yes, he is down there. And
he probably asked the question.
Right. I may need to get him on, man. See what he can tell us about that. But that would be huge news, man, if he does practice. I wonder.
You could probably find out from Emil who'll be on the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he practicing?
Yeah.
Can he be on the phone while they practice? Or can he give us like live reports, play-by-play, if you will?
Whether he's supposed to, I don't know. But
right, he can.
Sure.
Yes. Would he get his credential revoked?
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know what the rules are. It would be.
Always text us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got his number. I don't think I have his number. If I did, I didn't save it. I'm like, I won't need him.
Oh, he'll let us know. I think he's already promised to let us know.
So, did he? Okay. All right. Good.
He said something about that. So yeah. Interesting. I took it, I think the same way you did when I heard that Aiyuk might be practicing. I thought, oh, they must be talking, and that means things are moving in the right direction. But that sounded like
that sounded a little.
Like, we're telling him we expect him to practice.
Yeah, and look, it's probably not surprising because preseason is finally over. Now it's game. Now it's time to focus on the Jets. And if you're going to be there, remember, the reports are that they made him come to, Oakland, also Vegas, for the game this last week. They made him travel. And so if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, and of course I'm coming at it with green-colored glasses, the Niners are tired. They're done. They're done with this. This hold in, it seems to me like they've tried to accommodate him in any way that he's asked.
Except for giving him the money.
Except for giving him the exact. But you want to trade? Hey, we've agreed to a trade with this team, agreed to a trade for that team. Just take your pick. Where do you want to go? He didn't choose a team. Now they up their offer a little bit, depending on who you believe, what reports you believe. But I think it's time to play hardball.
Yeah.
That's what I see happening.
That's the essence of what Steve Young said a couple of days ago. You're going to ask for a trade, and then they set one up. Then you got to take it.
Right.
And if you're not, then you got to come to terms.
So
this would be very easy, by the way, if you're Aiyuk, pardon me, and you don't want to practice today. I hurt my hamstring.
Or my back.
Now that's going to send a message to the team,
right?
But it'll be interesting to see if he chooses to do that.
Oh,
that's
man.
an easy one. Yeah, my back's hurting. I'm not practicing today.
So why are they playing hardball with Aiyuk and not Trent Williams?
We'll see. I mean, maybe they are playing hardball with Trent Williams because they're fining him every day. It's a massive amount.
Yeah, that's true.
That supposedly by rule you can't forgive.
Right. Man, this is getting spicy. This is a man. I wish there was Hard Knocks Niners right now. Right? Can you imagine? Right?
Yeah.
I would love to see Hard Knocks Niners, but I just, man, to me, Aiyuk, if they are playing hardball and he doesn't have the leverage, who knows? He might not have the stones, the cojones to really play hardball back. And so all this might be for naught. It might be shut up and play.
Yeah, it does sound like the team is deciding we just have to know. We have to settle this.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, this is I'm waiting on pins and needles now, checking Twitter, seeing if anybody updates anything anymore on from John Lynch, who is talking with the reporters. Emil just tweeted out, same thing Schefter said, but he'll be finding out with the rest of us whether Aiyuk is actually out there or not.
Afro in the chat asks, should they fine Trent Williams too? They are fining him. Every day he gets fined, and it's a massive amount now. Eric Stoneburner says team is playing hardball, but the way BA is acting, they should. my guess is that the majority of fans right now would say, yeah, he needs to get in there and practice. It's the type of thing where as a fan, you say, who needs him? And then you find out, in the middle of October when you've lost 3 games in a row, like, man, I wish they figured out how to keep Aiyuk.
Right. No, exactly. And I think that's the only leverage Aiyuk has now. It's like, what other leverage does he have? But to hold out and see the team struggle and try to get his money that way. Mm-hmm. But other than that, he might be playing it for $14 million this year. Would the Niners pull the offer too? Like, that's playing some real hardball. Then that's like, you know what?
Line crossed. Right. If we get to that point, line crossed.
Oh man, this is spicy. I love it. Sorry, I'm enjoying this.
No, it's interesting. Don't you think, from what we know, there's no way Aiyuk is going to be like, oh boy, I wish this has worked out, but $14 million, all right, franchise tag. I'm gonna get in there and play my best. Heck
no, dude, he won't show up. Like, think about it, $14 million, please. That's an insult. It's I can't wait to see what happens, man. Hopefully, I'm an Aiyuk fan. I told you
that's right.
He's my guy. The 149er that is my guy that I'm down with, Brandon Aiyuk, because he's not flashy, he's not begging for the ball, but he's coming across kind of diva-ish here in these contract negotiations. He wants his cake and to eat it too, and it's kind of rubbing some people the wrong way. And so I can't wait to see if he's out there today.
I got to say, obviously, I would love for him to come to terms and play, and I understand fan frustration, but you look at how much receivers are getting paid this year, and he's not. I could see how he's a little upset with that.
$14 million.
You guys pay everybody.
Right. Yeah. CMC, they didn't have to give CMC some extra bread, but they did that. They've paid people. Sure, it's been rough with Bosa and obviously Debo, but ultimately those guys get paid. Aiyuk's like, how come I can't get paid? How come you're not paying me? It's interesting. I'm just on Twitter here, just refreshing, if you will, as new things come in.
You are really enjoying it.
I am, because
this is practice today. Will he practice today?
I think he will.
I do too.
I actually think he will now.
I do too.
Yeah. Before, when I heard Shanahan, I'm like, he's thinking the other way. But now I'm like, yeah, I think he's going to practice. What does that mean, though? Does it mean anything if he practices?
It means something.
I guess we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But if the dude goes out there and practices today, he kind of looks bad in my eyes. Like, or not bad. Like he lost this battle.
He gave in a little bit.
Gave in, right? He broke. They broke him. That's what it sounds like to me.
We'll know soon enough. It's been a very dramatic hour already.
Yeah.
John Lynch, we'll see what he had to say. Other than we'll deal with Aiyuk not practicing if it comes to that, and 49ers getting practice going here in 10 or 15 minutes. When we come back, Scott Moak's going to join us.
Yes.
Golden One public address announcer and a member of our top 40 Kings panel. He's one of the selectors.
Yeah, I wonder if he had Purvis Ellison on that list.
That's the first thing we're going to ask him when he joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Welcome to the Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Cavanaugh Golf Course. With an array of local craft brews from a selection of 20 taps, the Tap House menu boasts freshly made sandwiches, crisp salads, and a variety of specialty entrees. The Tap House is the perfect place for a round after your round at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course, especially during happy hour from 3 to 6 daily. Drop by the Tap House restaurant for scenic views, exquisite food, and a hearty welcome. The Tap House at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports.
Still refreshing social media. Lynch still talking right now, but yeah, man, this Aiyuk situation, it's the twist and turns. Here's the thing: nothing has happened, but the vibes feel off, feel different. You know, it
You've
doesn't
been saying that from day one.
Yeah, it just feels different than the other. And Kyle Shanahan talked about Trent Williams today, and he was optimistic that something with Trent will get done. He said, quote, you know, when two sides want something to work out, when both sides want it to get done, it usually works out. You don't hear that kind of language when he talks about Brandon Aiyuk. It seems different, man. It just seems like the vibes are off, and it seems like the Niners are getting fed up right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll find out soon enough whether Brandon Aiyuk is at practice. But right now we turn our attention back to the Kings, and nice enough to join us, outstanding Kings public address and now top 40 host Scott Moak is with us. How are you today, Scott?
Outstanding. I mean, let's take it easy there, Whitey. Come on, man.
What's up, Scott? What's that picture behind you, man? That's not from your playing career, is it?
It's not. I don't play sports. I just watch them. I'm in my Republic office. A lot of people don't know that I also work for the local professional soccer team. That was a court that we opened up, a community court at Maple Park. It used to be a tennis court with weeds knee high and unusable, and we turned it into a mini pitch soccer court. But I'm right outside Golden One side. I don't know if that'll show, but like offices, look at that, baby. You could probably get a glimpse where we're at. I'm right there in Doka. Like, we're rocking and rolling, baby. We're right here.
Wow.
We're ready.
Wow.
We're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice office. Okay.
Scott, first of all, thank you so much for helping us out with our list. We appreciate it. We've got an incredible panel, and we couldn't have done it without you. I'm hoping you had some fun with the list, or was it, it was a little arduous and a little difficult to pick this guy over that guy when you've come to know and kind of be a fan of so many of these guys?
It was tough. I feel like the knowing where to kind of break the top 10, and then down at the bottom, I felt like I was really struggling in that kind of 31 to 40 range. I had trouble with guys. I don't know how deep we'll get in, but I had trouble with guys like, Tyrese Halliburton, for example. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I love the guy. We all loved him. I know, trades happen, and I felt like what he meant to this city and what he still in some cases means to the Kings because of what we were able to get for him. I feel like he belongs somewhere, but like putting him ahead of Lionel Simmons felt weird.
Yeah.
So I couldn't that was tough, man. It was a tough assignment, but thank you for letting me be a part of it for sure.
Yeah, no problem, Scott. One of my criteria, I guess, for a top 40 is, if you were only here for half a year, or, Bonzi Wells, for instance, a lot of people talk, Bonzi Wells, but he was only here a year, had a great playoff. I get that. What were some of the criteria? Did you have a line of demarcation in terms of how long somebody played or what they averaged or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, it was good. Your rules were great, and you talked about you talked about success that players had to have playing for the Kings. I also, of course, because I got to work for that handful of years with the Kings, mostly on the community side. So seeing what some of these guys would invest, not just on the court and with statistics, but also off the court with families and communities and real people.
Yeah.
I could not take that out of the equation. Like there was no chance I was not going to be able to include that. Is why I struggled with not including a guy like Caron Butler on that list and Garrett Temple on that list. So like those are two guys, for example, that I would say what they meant into this community for the time they were here was rich, deep. They moved some people, and yet on the top 40 list is tough because those other names are super good. But I definitely tried to stick to that. Obviously, playing 1 year, the excitement they bring to fans, the excitement they bring to the city, what they mean to this team. I mean, I was going to games when I was 12 years old, and so had to kind of really put my thinking cap on even when I was a younger kid, watching games from the upper level of the old arena. So now two arenas ago. So it was a tough assignment, man. But I loved it. It was so fun. It got me ready for Kings basketball. That's for damn sure.
That, of course, is the unmistakable voice of Scott Moak, one of our selectors. And I don't know how much you've seen of this, Scott, but Tyrese, as you may know, Tyrese did not quite make the top 40. He was like 42nd, essentially. He was one of our honorable mentions. So a lot of people struggled with that. Then we had 40 through 31 yesterday. A lot of really excellent players have come through here, of course. What do you think of now? Number 34 was Keegan, and he was on my list. How did you deal with that issue of, look, guys like Keegan, Malik, they've had a huge impact, but they haven't been here that long. Was that a struggle for you in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it for sure was. That's where I landed in that kind of lower section of that was that late 20s, early 30s where I really struggled. I did find Malik on that list. I think what he has meant to this city, what he will mean to this city in the years to come, obviously with him coming back. I mean, what a massive win for the Kings that was. But I had Malik grouped around guys like Reggie Theus and Hito and Olden Polynice. I even have Jason Thompson right there around that number 2 because of the sheer number of games that he played. Again, the what he endured. I'm pretty sure I'm not the statistics numbers guy. You guys know that, but I'm pretty sure Jason Thompson had 431 different coaches while he was here with the team. It was 431 or 432. It was somewhere right in there.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, Scott, that was a good one. He does
comedy too.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Boom, boom, boom. Who was 40th on your list? That's always interesting to find out. Who was the guy that just snuck in on your list?
One of those guys that means a lot to me personally, that I've had some cool moments with over my career. Watched him on a television show on a deserted island with other survivors. Scott Pollard was my number 40.
Yeah. Okay.
He ended up 31. yesterday.
Fair
And
enough.
some of the other guys you mentioned, Hito ended up at 33rd, OP at 36.
Mm-hmm.
And then Danny Ainge actually, and I know he got a number of votes higher for that. He ended up as number 40. And we continue today with the next 10. Who do you think are some of the Kings? You mentioned some names already. Some of the Kings through the years that you feel are maybe a little underrated in terms of how good they actually were.
Yeah, that was a super great question. I would say that underrated. I feel like Doug Christie, to be honest. I feel like what he meant to that team, right? To the team that he was on, and what he was a part of here, but what he continues to be a part of. I mean, what he has meant to this city and to fans. I mean, he is one of those guys. You could say that Doug Christie is coming to this restaurant right down here today at 5:30, and there will be a line out the door waiting to meet him. So Bobby Jackson has that same effect. I'm not saying that people don't appreciate Doug and but what he did for that team, I got to see some of that, very, very close up. I mean, talk about the spiritual leader, he is a culture commander. He was just the one that brought them all together. He was such the tie that bound all those guys together in such a crucial way. If there was someone that was organizing a dinner party because the team had to get together and bond and figure it out, that was Doug. Doug was doing that.
Yeah.
And what he's meant for younger guys in his career now, I feel like we're still reaping that benefit. So
you called him a culture commander? I've never heard that one before.
No, I never heard that. No.
Culture commander. Nice.
I mean, that's what Drapes brings.
He's
to
a wordsmith here, right?
When Draper goes golfing with us, he's the culture commander on the golf course. Let me tell you.
That's because my game is terrible.
We're
because my game isn't
out there, and we're hot and sweating and like having a tough time. And he's like, guys, you got this.
You got this. Right. Yeah. I like that. Culture commander.
You're the Kirkland commander too.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Scott, when I look at it, one of the things we talked about last week when we got word that Isaiah Thomas was working out with the Kings is which former King player would you like to see one more time in terms of finish out their career? We brought up C-Webb, Mitch, even DeMarcus Cousins. Who was that one guy for you?
That was the struggle for me. It was between Big Cuz and Isaiah on that question you asked around ending their career with the Kings. I gave the nod to Isaiah there just because, again, what he meant, what he continues to have a spot in Kings fans' hearts that will never, ever go away. And so I feel, and he was on my list. He was a significant number on my list. Seeing what's possible, what might happen this year for him to just be around that ice cold mentality, him being a part of anything. Look, anything I do in my life, if I could have Isaiah Thomas near me, I am better. I will be better for it. And that's I'll tell a quick story if you don't mind. I'm sure we got to probably get running here in a second, but we were doing some appearances back in the day with the Kings. We were out and about and player appearances, and Isaiah we had him out and doing something, I think it was at a grocery store and fulfilling some obligations. And he, of course, was great. On our way back, we're in the car and we're telling him about this story about this Kings fan, an elderly woman who lived in Natomas, who was literally it was her final days. Family, 2 or 3 generations of Kings fans, all the things. And this gal, she is 90 something years old, loved Isaiah Thomas. And he, of course, says, let's go see her.
Ooh.
Let's go. So I'm like fiercely texting. I'm like trying to get a hold of the family. Like, hey, you'll never believe this. Don't tell your mom, but like, this is possible. We're on our way. We're going to go do it. We pull off of Truxell. We're going to head to her house. He's like, wait. We can't just come empty handed. We go into the Safeway. We literally Isaiah Thomas and us walking into the Safeway. He buys a bouquet of flowers. We jump back in the car. We go to the front door, knock on the door. Daughter opens up, immediately bawling, like ugly, nasty, awesome crying. We walk up the stairs. She's in the sweet older woman who you could tell down on health. We walk up into her room. She's laying in her bed. A Kings game is on. She's got it on like replay on this TV in her room. Isaiah opens the door with a thing of flowers. she looks at him and says, "My boyfriend is here." And
wow.
Look, there are moments I will never forget in my life, the birth of my kids, like all the things, right? That one, and the fact that like he listened to her, he talked to her, she talked about basketball, talked about aging. I mean, and he just sat there like he was someone that knew that family for decades. It was one of the, I mean, you know, when you work on the philanthropy side of sports teams, there are those moments that are just like, how could it get better than this? This is amazing. And you do have those. That was truly one of those special ones. And I love that I was there to see Isaiah in just some of his best time.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Scott. The way I heard the story was she said, I don't know who the guy with the flowers is, but Scott Moak is in my house. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but
that is not true.
All right. Thank you again so much for helping us. As you know, you are a local treasure. So much excitement here in the chat. Oh, Scott Moak, can you have him do this? Have him do that? It's like, no, we're not going to do that. It's not working, but that's nice.
Later. We'll get to that. Yeah. We got time for that. We got all October for that.
That's right.
Plenty of time.
So thank you very much. Yeah.
Hey, love what you guys mean. Love this show. Love what you mean to the city as well. You guys are icons. Drapes, we need to get back out on the course. Whitey, can't wait to be eating dinner with you pregame, and we'll see you guys real soon.
All right. Appreciate that, Scott. All right,
appreciate that. Look at that.
Great guys.
Yes, you come in and you expect a lot. And then they give you that, and then
a little extra, right? More. How about that story? Yeah. That's what I hadn't heard that story. That's a tremendous story. IT might bump up a little bit. I wish I could just because of that story right
we
there.
We didn't know that before we
voted. Shoot.
We're right back with the latest on all the 49er drama today when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
4 o'clock today is when we will have Jay. He'll be joining us, and he'll be breaking down our next 10 in our Kings top 40. I was talking to Mr. Jerry Reynolds today, and, you know, his opinions are his own. Obviously, he's a very learned opinion. He thought some of the guys we named yesterday, he said, might have been a little high, in his opinion. So
Jerry should have voted then. Damn, Jerry. Damn, man.
He tried to, and he wasn't able to. And I should have come to his rescue sooner and said, well, look, just tell me and I'll write it down, whatever. Yeah. So he said, yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. And I'm just going to sit back and criticize everyone else's.
Right,
votes.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. You know what he should do? Come out with his own list.
Yeah.
After ours. After we. Yeah. And we'll have them on. All right, guys, here's where you got things wrong. You know, here's my top 40 or some top 20, whatever you want to do, Jerry. The invitation is out to him right now.
So we're looking forward to the next 10 today. It's been a lot of fun. And I got to say, Jay's not in today. He's taking care of a family matter, and he'll be back tomorrow. But he's done a great job with this.
Oh, no. And he's hustled with it. A lot of hard work. And the fact that he got 19 people to be a part of this. It's not just me or you, or like this is a who's who of Sacramento that, you know, is taking a part of this. This will go down as the de facto ultimate list of great Sacramento Kings players. Seriously.
And the cool thing about it is you've got people coming at it, the members of the panel, from totally different angles.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Like you said, it's not just the leading scorers. It's not just guys who played on the best teams. Personal stories, people that meant something, you know, even more so to you than, Jordan Ford, for instance, number
Sign
40.
lady. Yeah,
sign
you know,
lady.
number 40, and I'm not apologizing.
Right,
for that.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is a great job. I think you came up with this idea. Good job. This is
It wrote itself.
It wrote itself.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, too. 40 years of Kings basketball we'll be celebrating this season.
Just could not figure out a way to get DeMar DeRozan on there. Just couldn't do it.
They have to do top 41 next year or something like that. Dude might average like 25 this season or something.
Plays one game.
Right.
He's in my list.
He's in.
Have you been listening anymore to the podcast, Jeff Teague's podcast?
Oh, I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Like, they do a great job, first of all, Jeff Teague. But you learn so much about DeMar DeRozan. One, that he plays basketball without tying his shoes. He doesn't tie his sneakers when he plays. Two, I mentioned him and Drew Holiday going way back. Three, he played on Master P's AAU team. It's so much about this guy that I learned from this podcast. It truly is a must listen for any Sacramento Kings fan.
I haven't heard it all. I've heard a little bit that we played here on the show. I've been reading about it. And I was reading that he apparently, when Toronto traded him, he was devastated when he got traded from Toronto to San Antonio.
Said he didn't talk to anybody for 2 weeks. And then Pop called him and said, we traded for you. Like, we want you. We didn't trade you. We want you. And it sort of changed his mind. He also talked about, his relationship with Kobe Bryant and how Kobe, when you look at DeMar, one thing that, is a marvel is his footwork. He said Kobe used to tell him, act like you're being guarded in a phone booth. If you can get your shot off in a phone booth, you can get your shot off on the basketball floor. So all the pivoting, all the move with the footwork, his relationship with Kobe, totally tremendous. They talked about LeBron too, and not being able to get over that hump. It was a tremendous listen.
That's really interesting. I just found out recently that's one of the keys to Steph Curry's success. He and his personal trainer, Brandon Payne, I think, they work on a ton of moves that are just designed based on where the defender is, just to help him with a step here or a lean here and a step the other way to get his shot off.
Right.
And they have like a dial around the clock, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And he's working on that very thing that you said, getting open through your footwork in a very tight space.
Right. And he also, and you'll appreciate this story, he also talked about Alex English was a coach of his.
Wow.
The great Alex English. And I believe it might have been San Antonio or I can't remember where it was, but Alex English basically told him, you don't need to have this bag and be dribbling. And he told him the one dribble pull-up jump shot, And so, he watched film of Jordan with the Washington Wizards, not high-flying Jordan, and learned how Mike was still being effective even without the same athleticism. He's a student of the game, man. I can't wait to get him on Sacktown Sports 1140, get him here in Sac. I think fans are going to love this guy.
Rashid says that Wizards Jordan was better than Bulls Jordan.
Yeah.
Or more dangerous or whatever it was he said.
That's too many shots to the head or something. Like Sheed's my guy, but, man, what is he talking about? Yeah. It's okay that he's wrong sometimes. It's all good.
We've had some bad basketball takes lately, haven't we? From people who should know better.
Gilbert Arenas is one. Sheed is one.
Ant-Man.
Exactly. Guys just need to chill. Just be quiet. It's okay.
Yeah. What is John Lynch talking about? John Lynch meeting with the media today. He met about 2:45. Do we know yet? Do you have any information on whether Aiyuk is at practice? Not to put you on the spot.
No, I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, I'm on social right here checking to see with the tweets and everything like that.
According to Matt Barrows, he is not seen at practice.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's at the facility, but he is not seen practicing with the team.
Okay. Matt Mayoko, wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk is not at practice also. So interesting.
Here's what John Lynch said half hour ago or so about Brandon Aiyuk practicing today.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into our communication again, but there's at some point you got to play.
So
that's it.
Yeah. I mean, again, you go by the tone. We played some Shanahan earlier from today. The tone, both those guys, it's very serious right now.
It really is.
It's not, well, we're going to get something done here. It's like, no, you got to play.
And do you think, have you sensed a we're fed up with this tone from Shanahan and Lynch. Like it just seems like these guys are short now, a little more terse in their words that they're using. Like it's put up or shut up time now.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's all fun and games the first 4 weeks of camp. Now we're trying to win game one here. You got to be here. The tenor has changed, it feels like.
I'm going to read way too much into it.
Right.
I can almost hear them with the seriousness, laying down the law, and also a little bit of the nervousness, knowing that, wow, if this goes the wrong way, we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the way it's got to be. But they know how important it is, or else this would have been done one way or the other weeks ago.
Right. Is Tim Kawakami a veteran trusted reporter?
Yes, he's a legend.
Okay, here's what he tweeted out. I've been critical of the Niners' handling of this situation, but I get what's happening now. This is Tim Kawakami. They can't have him take up a roster spot and get paid if he's not going to play. Now it's up to Aiyuk. And I think that's the difference now.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, he's on the 53-man roster. He's taking up a roster spot.
Right.
He's getting paid. Now it's time to practice.
Right.
Now it's time. All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think yesterday was a turning point. Once you make that 53-man roster and you're part of the team, and that's where Trent Williams is different, right? He's not on a 53-man roster right now. And so it's not the same as Brandon Aiyuk. But if this dude's getting paid, now it's time to be there.
Trying to look on the bright side. One more from John Lynch today. He talked about how this could be resolved fairly quickly. And we'll get to that in just a moment.
I've seen these things look dire before, and they can quickly turn. So that gives you hope, that we've been in these situations before, and those things can quickly be forgotten. So, we'll remain hopeful.
Remaining hopeful, but a lot of tension.
Yeah.
More tension than I think we've seen or heard so far in this whole saga.
Remaining hopeful, but not sounding hopeful. Like just the tone of their voice. It sounds exasperated. It sounds frustrated. And so I'm continuing to monitor the tweets here, but as of now, no Brandon Aiyuk at practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll let you know what we find out when we find it out. Also, coming up here, get ready for the NFL season, getting ready for the NBA season. Who's more likely to repeat as champions, the Celtics or the Chiefs? What do you got next? Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Slightly better Delta breeze for Wednesday evening. That'll help morning temperatures drop into the low 60s to start Thursday. Afternoon highs, though, still around 100. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
This Labor Day, head to the Roseville Auto Mall for our biggest sale of the year. It's the only place where you'll choose from 20 top brands. Brought to you by 17 award-winning dealers. The giant Labor Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where selection, savings, and satisfaction meet.
Hey, Daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
Sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Enjoy ultimate control of your home network. Personalize your Wi-Fi name and password. Assign user profiles. View and control connected devices and more with the Xfinity Internet app.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmelie.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks or online sacsuperstore.com. Big inventory and the right deal. Experience it for yourself and see why their customers drive away smiling. It's the Sac Superstore difference. Nice.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Lots of drama today at 49er headquarters. Brandon Aiyuk has been told he should be practicing today, and by all accounts, Brandon Aiyuk is not practicing today. So what does that mean? We don't know yet. We will wait and see as the drama continues. It's got to be like one of those old TV soap operas. Remember those?
Yeah. What was your favorite? Were you ever into those?
I watched, the primetime ones, which were, like Dallas.
Dallas, Dynasty.
Didn't watch a lot of Dynasty, but I remember it. Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember what? My mom watched this every day for like 30 years. It was called As the World Turns.
Oh, I used to love As the World Turns.
She watched that for decades.
Dude, I was a
Very
CBS
faithful.
soap opera fan.
Really?
Guiding Light used to be my soap. The Young and the Restless.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my grandmother, my Nana.
Wasn't that the one with Nadia's theme? The theme was the music that
was
Nadia Coman. Wasn't that dun 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 dun?
Yes,
dun,
yes,
dun.
yes, yes.
And that was like a hit song.
Yes. Yeah. And my grandmother, Nana, back in the day, I used to get out of school, go to her house, and Guiding Light used to be on 3:00 every day. And so I'd walk in, have my sweet tea and a sandwich, tuna sandwich or something like that, and sit there and watch Guiding Light with her. And we used to talk about it even as a grown-up, and Young and the Restless. Yeah.
Well,
Victor Newman. That was.
If you do want to get back into it, tomorrow airing on CBS is season 51, episode 230 of Young and the Restless.
Really?
Really?
I
I may
didn't
have
even know
to
they
check
still
it out.
had.
Still on
Soap
television.
operas are still on.
And,
Not as many.
and here's the thing, too, fellas. Like in college, me and my roommates, we used to watch it. Because it'd be on at like noon or something. We'd have a break in the day. You come home, throw on some soap operas, eat some pizza or something like
I
that.
remember at SF State going through the student union at a certain time, and they'd have TVs there, and it was packed with students crowding in to watch the soap opera.
Where's SF State at? Is that right by the golf course right there?
It's by Lake Merced. There's a golf course, Lake Merced. So,
Lake Merced. Okay.
There is a golf course right there across the street.
So it's not by what's the main one? Not Presidio. I'm drawing a blank right now. I've played it several times. Had the PGA there a few years ago. It's right.
It's near it's in that area. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because there's Lake Merced, and then there's the one, and
You're drawing a blank too, right?
Yeah.
Our boy Compio should have this coming up here in a minute.
Harding Park?
TPC, Harding Park. Yeah. Is it right there?
It's
right.
Yeah, it's very close by there.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was all right. Yeah. Just trying to get my bearing straight when I go to the city. Yeah. TPC Harding Park.
We used to go over there and at night from the dorms, and we'd go in the golf course in the dark, and we'd throw pine cones at each other, and we had to stop because I hit somebody in the head.
Is that what college kids did back in your day?
We didn't do a lot. Oh, I remember we did it one time.
What about drinking? What about partying?
Let's have a pine cone fight. Okay.
That was after a night of drinking, probably. That was later that night, Like, now what do we do?
That wasn't as much fun as we thought.
That's hilarious. Those were the days, man.
I don't know if they were.
Yeah, weren't they the days? I was about to say. Not sure about that.
What was your activity in college, Kyle? What kind of things were you doing?
Let me just say, my college experience was a little neutered because half of it was during the pandemic. So I spent my college years making jokes and doing stand-up comedy. So
where'd you go? Where'd you go to school?
UC Davis.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Right down the street from here.
So did you have classes you had to take like from home and stuff?
Yeah, from
horrible.
From spring of my freshman year until the start of my junior year, we were completely online.
Mm-hmm.
So it was about half and half. Half my college experience was in person, and half my college experience was online.
Yeah.
What I remember COVID trying to do some online learning. You know how it is. COVID, everybody's like, all right, I'm going to better myself. I got time. I got nothing else to do. I tried to learn Spanish. Because I had took it in high school. I knew a little bit. It probably lasted like 1 or 2 sessions. Online learning, I can't do it. Well, you know that. You just knowing who I am. I can't. I know, but you know me though. I can't just sit still and actually pay attention to something for an hour.
You should see Kyle when we have like a meeting. The poor guy. I'm sitting next to him, and he's very, he's a professional and everything, but I could just feel the energy coming. This guy's having a hard time.
I can't sit still. I can't sit. I'm always on the go, man. I'm never just sitting down. It's like 4 hours sitting in this chair. Dude, it's painful. And no offense to you, of course, but it's painful, man.
Real quick before we move on, apparently 2 years ago, The Young and the Restless aired their 12,500th episode on television. So that means at this point, there are over 13,000 episodes of this show that have been made.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Don't some of those soap operas, you mentioned the character Victor
Newman.
Don't some of them have like the same actors and they're on for...
Yeah.
So they're like 80 or something.
Yeah, Victor Newman, Eric Braden.
Victor Newman.
He's been on there since 1980. 44 years. Playing the same character. That's amazing. Oh, that's good stuff. I miss you, The Young and the Restless.
So what's the end of this soap opera, this 49er soap opera?
What should we call it? That's a good one, right? What would you call this Niners soap opera of a training camp, preseason, whatever you want to call it?
We'll think of something.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl.
Get rich or die trying. Get rich or die trying. That's Brandon Aiyuk and Trent Williams. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it ends happily for everybody. I just have to believe that still. It's still going to end happily. They're still going to work it out. Going through a few rough patches here, Drapes, but it's all going to work out. Everything's going to be okay, right?
Okay.
All going to be by the season opener.
Are you?
The house will be in order.
Do you really believe that, or are you just trying to be an optimist? What do you think here? What do you like?
Just hoping that's what happens. I'm trying to wish it into happening.
Yeah, there's still time, but I don't know, man. The fact that, according to reports, Aiyuk is not practicing when John Lynch just said 45 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we expect him at practice. We hope he's going to be at practice. And if he's not, well, we'll deal with it. That, to me, doesn't sound like sides are moving closer. It sounds like there's some animosity there.
Sometimes somebody needs to take a firm stand in order to get things settled. That's all. By the way, CK916 says, unfortunately, no Univision play-by-play in Draper's future.
I know, right? Me and my Spanglish. I don't think that would play.
Que lástima, lo siento. And Campio Silva, I was low man at Harding Park while at CRC.
Come on, man. God, is there anything this guy hasn't done? Campio, what's your handicap right now? Give me your handicap.
Let's guess it. What he's going to say.
He's a 3, probably. What do you think?
Wow. I was going to go a little higher than that.
What are you going to say?
Like 12?
Nah, not the way he talks.
I just don't know how much he's been playing.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I'll say 9.
9?
9? Okay.
By the way, let me ask you the question that I asked before we went to commercial there. Who's more likely to repeat as champions? Kansas City Chiefs or the Boston Celtics? The Chiefs could become the first team ever to win 3 straight, which Kyle Ledbetter's banking on. He's a big...
Right. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Really?
Yeah. I actually feel like they are a better team today than they were last season. They had a great draft. Right, Kyle?
Oh, I forgot. You got kind of a thing about Celtics. I forgot. I should have taken
the Celtics got lucky. The Celtics got fortunate. Things bounced their way. The East is stronger now. I think Milwaukee will be better. Philly's better now. The Knicks are a better team now. It's going to be hard for the Celtics. And here's the thing about repeating as champs. You guys know this. A lot of times it's hard to get back to the mountaintop. You're not as hungry. Now that you won one, to me, that's what separates the good teams from the great. Like the great teams have that hunger again to repeat. If you would have asked me last season, I would have said Denver probably had a good chance of repeating, and we saw what happened with them. But Kansas City has shown the ability to get up for one game that specific week. Forget the regular season. Forget the doubters, the naysayers. They've already proven they can get up for the postseason. So that's why I'm taking it.
To me, this is where you benefit from what came before you. This is where LeBron benefited from what Michael Jordan did, where Tiger benefited from what Nicklaus did, where Mahomes benefits from what Brady did.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, we won 2, but look how many that guy won. I need to win
So that's
more.
the motivation for them.
Yeah. So instead of, like you say, man, we won 2 Super Bowls. We're good. It's like, yeah, but did you see what that guy did? We can't be satisfied. When your best player feels that way, it sets the tone for your culture and everything, gives you a better chance of actually continuing to be excellent.
Okay. So who's your pick then regarding Celtics or KC?
Celtics.
Really? You think so?
I just think it's so hard to win 2. And, last year the Chiefs, and they did it, bless them. But, I'm still surprised they did it, and doing it 3 years in a row. There's a reason no one's ever done, especially in the, the salary cap era, blah, 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 blah. I think Cincinnati's got them this year. I don't think they're going to do it.
Well, the one
possible neither team does it.
Right. Possible, but the one edge I give to the Chiefs though, is that Patrick Mahomes isn't like every other quarterback.
True.
Like he's generational. Like this guy is doing things we've never seen. And so as great as the Celtics are, when it's all said and done, we're not going to look at Tatum as a top 5 all-time player. We're not going to look at Jaylen Brown as a top 5 all-time. But we are going to look at Patrick Mahomes as a guy that's setting the bar. What he's doing now, it hasn't been done at such an early age. This is Brady-esque that he's on right now. And so I give him the nod. And it's true, Whitey, I don't want the Celtics to win. It's true. But I feel like they got lucky, though. I feel like they the East was so weak. Every series they played in, a player was injured. And so I think the Chiefs, what they did last year shocked the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Because during the regular season, people are like, oh, they don't have any receivers. They don't have this. But it didn't matter.
We always focus on Mahomes. We always will focus on the quarterback. Their defense last year did more than
their
When you think of that team, you don't think of their defense.
Right.
Their defense, look at the Super Bowl, defense won the game for them.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't necessarily Mahomes and them putting up big numbers. It was the defense coming through. You're right. That's a good question, though.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Who's more likely to repeat as champs, the Celtics or the Chiefs? The conversation continues. We'll also get ready for our next 10 members of our Kings Top 40 when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and sunny skies this afternoon. We'll be heating things up with temperatures in the upper 90s to around 100 degrees. Expect to have a bit of a delta breeze, though, pick up by this evening. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Labor Day, head to the Roseville Auto Mall for our biggest sale of the year. It's the only place where you'll choose from 20 top brands. Brought to you by 17 award-winning dealers. The giant Labor Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where selection, savings, and satisfaction meet.
get a lot of questions from people. Who's going to win this game? Who's going to win that game? Why did this happen in that game? A lot of people ask me, why are all gas grills created equal? And I have to remind people, no, they are not. I have to remind them, bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the absolutely amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. I know, because my Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features that other grills can't match. Looking forward to busting it out for the big holiday weekend. They're built different. They're built better. They're built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
It's like a soap opera in Santa Clara right now with the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan today talking about how Brandon Aiyuk might be practicing. John Lynch saying, we expect him to practice. If he doesn't, we'll deal with that when the time comes. By all accounts, Brandon Aiyuk was not at practice today. So what does that mean?
Yes.
We'll find out in the next episode of the Steve Young and the Restless.
Steve Young and the Restless.
No, that's
not bad. That's not bad. I have to let the people vote. I don't know about that. That's a good first try, though.
Real quickly, I was trying to look up some names of soap operas, and I happened upon this accidentally, the names of soap operas in other countries, including names of soap operas in Bolivia.
Okay, what you
like
got?
Luna de Locos, which is Moon of the Crazies.
Moon of the Crazies.
How about would you watch Las Tres Perfectas Solteras, the 3 perfect unmarried women? Would you
Perfect
watch that?
unmarried women. That's
La
interesting.
Virgin de las Siete Calles, the Virgin of the Seven Streets. Would you watch
Seven
that?
Street? I don't know about that one. I don't know.
I just want to know what it's about now.
That's hilarious.
I think we know what it's about. Amor en tiempo seco, the love in time of drought. Something apparently lost in the translation there. But I think I would watch the 3 Perfect Unmarried Women.
What stands out about that one?
They're perfect, and there's 3 of them, and they're unmarried.
I'm not going there, man.
I mean,
all right, I'm not going there, Kyle. I'm not doing it.
He's not wrong.
So 3 unmarried women.
Perfect unmarried women.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the show.
I really want more information about the Virgin of the Seven Streets.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
She able to walk the streets.
Some of these
7 of them?
Australian soap operas, they sound terrible. The Story of Peter Gray, The Restless Years, A Country Practice. Boo!
What's the deal with all these soap operas being restless?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Family and Friends. No thanks. Pass.
Not in the Family and Friends?
Something in the air. Come on, Australia. You got a long ways to go.
Something in the air.
You can match Los Tres Perfectas Solteras.
Oh,
that's what I'm watching.
Did you know that they Dallas made a reboot, a primetime reboot of Dallas? That's
it's coming?
No, I think the last couple of years I heard. Maybe I'm wrong, but I heard last few years.
Well, I think I must have slipped past my radar if they did.
Yeah,
I can see why they would, but
2012 to 14, and then 2022, I think I heard as well. Yeah,
that sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, Dallas. Great
didn't catch on.
J.R. Ewing. Remember J.R.? He was the man back in the day.
That was one of those, it was different when there were fewer channels then.
Yeah.
And it seemed like everybody watched.
What was the show that you watched as a kid that everybody, like appointment viewing in front of the TV with the family?
My favorite show was Flipper. But
oh my God.
I love Flipper. And all the Get Smart and all the comedy shows. Flipper was awesome.
I don't think I've ever, maybe I have seen.
Flipper
that was in black and white at
might
first,
have been retired by the time you came
on
TV.
That was black and white. I believe.
Outstanding color episodes of Flipper.
Not a Cosby
NBC
Show guy.
In living color.
Not a Cosby Show or any. That was
but I was like 50 by the time Cosby Show came out. There you go.
There you go. Oh, he found it. Flipper.
Pretty good show. Flipper was awesome.
Gilligan's Island?
Yes.
That was classic.
See, that's what happened. There's certain shows that were on networks, even stuff like, Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
People of a certain age, like everyone watched it.
Yeah.
But now there's so many other choices.
Yeah.
That and maybe that's better. There's something for everybody, but you didn't have as many choices in. I remember when I was a kid, you had like 5 channels?
Yeah.
Including, one of them was PBS. Like, I'm not watching that.
Right, not watching that. Yeah.
Kids
don't know. Kids are missing out, I think, on cult show
stuff on though.
Are we really missing out?
You are, Kyle. You are. What's the show you watched as a kid? Double Dare?
You got to go younger than that.
Rugrats?
No, I'm younger than the Rugrats.
Oh my gosh.
Great. I'm not that far off from the same shows your kids are watching.
Oh my God. So what was your...
It was SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh my
it was Adventure Time.
Barnacles.
Yeah.
Did you watch
That's terrible.
Full House and Boy Meets World?
I know that they were on, but I wasn't a Disney Channel kid.
You're probably a Fuller House guy, not a Full House guy. I did watch
part of the show Girl Meets World, which I didn't think was good, but then I found out years later that Sabrina Carpenter was on that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's
the Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, the one that's the biggest music star in the world now.
Nah. Chapel Rowan is, big fella. Chapel Rowan is coming up now.
Okay, I'm just saying she has 3 #1 songs right now.
Really?
She has, yes. Anyways,
all right.
But yeah, I was not much of a Disney Channel kid, but I'm watching shows that are probably the same shows that your kids were watching.
Yeah, my kids were watching. They loved Full House and Sabrina and stuff like that.
All right, tomorrow,
Rugrats,
Drape's D list, Drape's
Arnold.
take,
Yeah.
top 5 shows from my youth. How about that? Were you a what's happening or a different strokes kind of guy Good Times, maybe? So I'm like, come on, man. Dynamite, yes. These are classics, man. Oh, my gosh.
Number 1 on Drapes' list. I Love Lucy.
Right? Hey, I'll tell you, I might have to do a top 10 list, though. I don't know if I got enough room for 5. Like, 5 is just, it's too tight. I got a top 10 list. What's happening was my show.
I got to say, though, I know, we all look back on our shows we loved as kids, and it's easy to say, oh, kids today, like you said. Kids today, they don't know what they're missing. But Kyle Ledbetter's right. I mean, there's so many more things to watch now, and there's so much
But they're
better.
trash, though. It's like
better.
music. Music is hip-hop, rap music is trash now. I miss the 80s and 90s, Kyle. Not that I'm going to go see Metro Boomin and Future next week with my son, and I'm not going to know any of the words, big fella.
Well, going to a Future and Metro Boomin show is not about the words.
Right.
But at the same time, I think the writing has gotten a lot better on kids' shows, but also they've gotten, now that Nickelodeon got purchased by Viacom and Cartoon Network's part of Warner Brothers Discovery, and you have Disney, it's a lot more corporate than it used to be, so you're getting that dumbed down, but I think the writing has gotten better on a lot of these shows.
Real quick, Whitey, how about this show?
Yeah.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Never watched it.
I don't believe that.
Never watched it.
I don't believe that.
I know it was on Friday.
You never
nights.
watched the Dukes of Hazzard?
Never watched it.
What? Daisy Duke back in the
I
Boss
know what
Hog?
you're talking about. And they had that orange car.
Yes.
That had a name. Never watched it.
I was too busy watching Flipper.
Reruns of Flipper, right? Murder, She Wrote or something like that. You never watched the Dukes of Hazzard?
Never watched it. Never watched the A-Team, I don't think.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Didn't want to watch it. Not interested.
This is going to be a Drape's top 40 list by the end of this.
I got it. I'm starting it right now.
I can't tell you it wasn't good because I didn't see it. I wasn't interested.
Nah, but
So
you're
I
a
can't
little
sit
older
here.
than me. All right, Flipper. How about Leave It to Beaver?
That was before my time, but I saw the
Leave It to
reruns.
Beaver was amazing.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah.
reruns of things.
Yes.
A little slow.
I Dream of Jeannie?
Dun, 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 dun,
Yes,
dun.
yes.
Mhm.
Those are classics, man. Kyle, I'm telling you, you are missing out on some of the best shows ever, dude.
I'm sure I am, but think about it. You're talking about a lot of shows from the 1980s and stuff like that. That's the same thing as your parents trying to get you excited about shows from the 1940s.
He's right.
That's true.
He's right.
That's true.
It stings a little bit, but he's right again.
I'm sure these shows are fantastic and funny. It's just that a lot of content has been made in the 30 years since.
That's enough tomfoolery because coming up, Jay is going to be joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to find out numbers 30 through 21 revealed on our Kings top 40 list. Who makes the Kings top 40 in honor of the team's 40th season in Sacramento? Numbers 30 through 21.
Yeah, it's getting serious.
It is. Next, as serious as something like this can get. With the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCoreChampionship.com.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
My kids call me Tom. So unnerving. Every day, the older one's like, "How you doing, Tom?" I go, "Hey, I'm not your fucking stepdad, all right? I wish I was. It'd be a lot easier, but I'm not."
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to the venue at Thunder Valley September 5th. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Tom Segura, Come Together.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
But what was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmelie.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Labor Day sales event?
We're calling it the Hoblet Ramapalooza. Right now, we have the biggest savings I can remember, with up to $18,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie and limited Hemi 4x4s. And with over 400 new Rams available, you're sure to find your perfect new Ram truck at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
Oh, is that it?
Nope. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties. And with over 400 new Ram trucks available, there's no other way to describe it than Hoblet's Ramapalooza.
Well, you heard the man. Ramapalooza is happening now, and you have to check out the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center. You can search, select, and save through their full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
18,000 total net savings after 11,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discount. 14,000 total net savings after 6,000 factory rebates and 8,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $3,000 Hoblet Select coupons or $2,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance for eligible trade-ins. All coupons available only while supplies last. 5 or more to each net savings. See dealer for details.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, hey. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. Like the beam.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, a lot going on with the 49ers today. Emil Fregosa was there. We'll see if we can't catch up with Emil this hour, catch up on everything going on with the Niners. But right now, we turn our attention to the Sacramento Kings. And it is kind of surprising, Drapes, when I think about it. I know we've been talking about it for weeks now, but this is the 40th year of Kings basketball in Sacramento.
That's huge.
40 years.
That's huge. It's been an emotional ride too, from almost losing the team a couple of times to the highs of the Western Conference Finals to the drought to the rebirth. Like it's been a roller coaster ride for this franchise.
We've got 10 more today to name in the top 40 Kings of the last 40 years, numbers 30 through 21. You know, yesterday we went through 40 through 31. And somebody, and I appreciate them, chiming in here and listening. Somebody on the text line didn't leave their name. They said, you guys are doing a good job with this, but isn't it kind of depressing when you look at the names? And I was talking to Jerry Reynolds today, and I don't see it that way. And Jerry was saying, and he's been here through all this. He said, the Kings have always had some good players, just not enough. So there's always been like 2 or 3 guys that could play for anybody. Yeah. And then sometimes there were like 9 or 10 guys that couldn't play for anybody. They've always had some good players.
And think about it, too. If we included guys that played 1 year, then you're talking Vince Carter, Rajon Rondo. So the Kings have had tons of good players come in, just not at the same time in their prime.
Jay's going to join us in a moment here, and Jay has been the one that he sent the votes out, the ballots out. He collected the votes, I should say, and compiled everything. So he's going to join us in a moment. The honorable mention, which we did a couple days ago, Rondo, Mike Woodson, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Rodney McRae, Antoine Carr, Darren Collison, Bonzi Wells, Beno Udrih, Tyrese Halliburton, Marcus Thornton. That was a little bit of a tough list for me because 2 of my guys that are on my 40 only ended up finishing honorable mention.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. And
did you have anybody in honorable mention that was on your actual list?
On my top 40 list? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everybody I had on the outside looking in stayed on the outside looking, and vice versa. Yeah. I'm looking through it. Yeah, nobody that I had. Well, there's one guy that probably isn't on the honorable mention or anywhere on the top 40. He's probably like number 60 or 70, but outside of that, no, pretty much safe with that.
Joining us now is the commissioner of the 40 for 40, Jay Johnson. Jay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, fellas. How about yourself?
We're doing great, man. Thanks for making time for us today. We're just going over, where we are so far.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, the 40 through 31, Danny Ainge, John Salmons, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Francisco Garcia, Olden Polynice, Brian Grant, Keegan Murray, Hito Turkoglu, Kenny Smith, and Scott Pollard. And Jay, as you know, because you set it up, we had Scott Moak on today. And it's interesting now, the people that we talk to, and they talk about how they enjoyed it, but it's really difficult when it comes right down to making some of these choices.
Yeah, it is. It's I've gotten that a few times from quite a few people of our 19 panelists, and I know I found it personally myself a little difficult because you put some of your personal feelings into it. People like yourself or Drapes who have personal relationships with some of these players, a lot of these players, people that I've grew up watching. So it's interesting, fellas. You have to kind of remove your personal feeling from it, but at the same time, as we heard from Nico and Barb yesterday, Mr. and Mr. Sign Lady, you still have personal attachments to these players. So you just kind of find yourself maybe placing a player 1 or 2 2 votes ahead, maybe, or a little higher than where you probably want to put them.
Drapes, did you have anything for Jay before we?
I just want to know why he's not here. He took that beating yesterday in the Whitey's way back contest and then decided to call in sick and not be here. Well, I miss you, man. You need to be here, bro.
I miss you guys, and you guys know better than I am because you guys were parents before. Sometimes when you're a parent, some things are just out of your hand. Some things, situations are out of your hand, and as much as there's things you have to do as a parent sometime, and it takes you away from the fun that we all have every single day on the drive, guys.
I will share this with you, Jay. Earlier today, Kyle Ledbetter in for you today, doing a fine job. And I mentioned to him that, hey, no Jay today, so that means you'll be taking on Drapes in the Wayback Quiz. And Kyle Ledbetter said, I just wish you could get me better competition.
Now, you know what? I might not. No,
that literally is what he said.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to play Kyle today.
Why? Because I smoked you last time?
It's like an NBA player going against a 7th grader. You're not in my league.
Draper.
Why should I even?
You want me to remember the scoreboard from Friday? 6-0. Swept them.
What you are? You're that one kid that happens to get a bucket against an NBA player and want to tag your whole career on that. I'm not.
We're not talking a bucket. We're talking every single question. I got.
We have that coming up. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. That's still to come. But Jay, I think you're in good hands today as far as the quiz goes. But what do you got for us? The floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, fellas, we're down to the 21 through 30 slots here. So we have 2 more days. We're firmly entrenched in the top 40, of course. We begin with number 30 of the Sacramento Kings, all-time top 40 Sacramento Kings list of the Sacramento Kings era. And I started with that because we begin with the man who averaged 10 and 8, 10 points, 8 rebounds in 4 years for the Sacramento Kings. He also played for the organization a few more years prior to being in Sacramento. We're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, the tank, LaSalle Thompson, coming in at number 30. LaSalle Thompson coming in at number 30 on the top 40 list, fellas.
Good player, solid. He's also the one that told me the Kings used to wear light blue uniforms because Rawlings made a mistake and they were supposed to be royal blue. And Rawlings said, "Oh, sorry about that. Just send them back and you won't have to pay for them." And when the Kings found out they didn't have to pay for them, they said, "We're good. We'll just keep these." I don't know if that's true. I have no way of knowing whether that's true, but that's what Tank told me once.
That's awesome. On the Tank drapes? I know the Tank was here definitely before you've been here, but anything on the Tank?
That was one that I struggled with because I don't think I had him on my list. He was on my possibles. I actually had him as a lock, and then at the last minute, I took him off. So he was in my next 10 in that 40 to 50 range. But that's one, I wish I would have put on because I'm a big Tank fan, LaSalle Thompson.
Jerry Reynolds told me one time that he realized they never run plays for Tank. So one game they designed a play. They're going to start the game running the play, and they called it Texas for Tank. And so they start to run the play, and he screwed it up. He did something wrong, so they couldn't do it. So all right, next time down the floor, they do it again, and he makes the same mistake.
Oh,
They're
wow.
trying to run a play for him, so they call timeout. Tank comes over and says, "Yo, I just don't want you guys running any more plays for me." But
I've actually heard that story before.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
All right, Tank Thompson, off to a good start.
Yes, sir. We move to number 29. A friend of the show, fellas. He's a friend of the show. Just made an appearance on our show not too long ago. The man straight from the DMV area, Maryland Terp. The man with the high socks.
Ooh.
Talking about the Walt Wizard Williams coming in at number 29. Coming in at number 29.
Good player, very skilled player, fun to watch.
That dude was
Wizard.
the real deal.
Yeah.
Real deal coming out of Maryland.
That's pretty good to be entrenched in the top 30, fellas, I must say.
Yes. And 2 real solid names so far.
I had Walt Williams pretty high, fellas. I had Walt at, let me pull up my list here, 22.
I think I had him in the 20s somewhere. But
Really? Yeah. I had him a little higher at 22.
Very skilled player.
I'll have to update. I don't have my computer with me, but I'll definitely update some of the voting on some of these guys tomorrow. We move on to number 28. I call him the ultimate king. He's the ultimate king, fellas, a pro's pro. Matter of fact, I just saw him just like everybody else in the arena a few seasons ago. I sat next to him, actually. I did at one of the playoff games. He endured 8 seasons with the Sacramento Kings. In the lean years, very lean years, we're talking about Jason Thompson.
Yeah.
At number 28.
Isn't he still the all-time leader in games played as a Sacramento King?
Yeah, I think so, right?
I'm pretty sure Deanna obtained that soon.
Yeah, rock solid.
How was Jason Thompson? I just know Jason Thompson. Obviously, I know his game and everything, but his big smile. Did his smile match his personality? Like, was he a jovial kind of guy?
He was my wife's favorite.
Really? Yeah. That's all you got to know right there.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's enough for you, Andre.
Yep, that's it. Wife signs off. Okay, I got it.
All right, fellas, we move on to number 27 of our top 40 Sacramento Kings with the Sacramento Kings era of all time. This gentleman is somewhat of a controversial player here, especially since he has left Sacramento.
Yeah.
Allegedly is a Vivek Ranadive favorite. Allegedly. I don't have it. I'm not sure, but allegedly he is. Allegedly, he wanted the Sacramento Kings to draft this player. And of course, they wind up getting this player a little later in his career. He's had some interesting things to talk about Sacramento as of late, but I'm pretty sure the city still loves him in some way, in some form or fashion. An all-time 3 points leader. We're talking about Mr. Buddy Hield.
Buddy Buckets.
Wow. Coming in at number 27.
I had him right there at 27. Yes.
That's your Disneyland
That's my
buddy,
guy,
too.
Buddy Buckets.
Yeah. So you posted on, was it Twitter or Instagram, and you got a lot of
hate. A lot of people are not fans of Buddy Hield, probably more so because of what he said afterwards at shoot around blank Sacramento. He said, but from his playing days, I understand he drove people crazy, but I maintain he had some big moments in Sacramento. Good to see Buddy Buckets in the top 30.
Jay, I know you don't have your ballots there, but how are you doing so far with the 4 we've had so far today? Tank Thompson, Walt Williams, Jason Thompson, Buddy Hield. Did you have those guys pretty solidly on your ballot?
All 4 were in my top 40, gentlemen. They were all top. I believe LaSalle was in the middle of the 30s, and Buddy, I believe, was either at the beginning of my 30s or late 20s, but I'm not 100% sure.
Did you have him, Whitey?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where I had him, but I had him all. Yeah.
I think
what a good shooter.
Buddy at 27, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yep.
And Drake, you had him at number 27, so, you can't go wrong with that. All right, fellas.
You had him at 27 and Bagley was 26?
No, don't worry. We're not going to speak of Marvin Bagley. That was a mistake.
I told you I gave him a mulligan. I took him off and I allowed to put Francisco on number 40.
My guy, yes.
So nobody will ever know, Whitey. You got to stop bringing that up, man.
Okay.
All right, fellas. We move on to number 26. Probably one of the biggest fan favorite Sacramento Kings of all time. A man who has proven to be the heart and soul of the Sacramento Kings team. For me, it's a little surprising that this gentleman is this high after his short stint here in Sacramento. But who am I kidding, fellas? We're talking about the 4 for $78 million man, Malik Monk.
Wow. What is he? 21?
26. Malik Monk.
We're talking about Malik Monk.
The king of the kings.
The king of kings.
Woo, 26.
That's how beloved he is.
Wow. I'm shocked by that.
Yeah.
No offense to Malik, but 26.
Part of it, I think, is, and I am one of these people voting not just on what he's done already, but on what you assume is going to happen, what he's going to do.
Yeah.
In the years to come.
Yeah. I had Malik at 36. I had Keegan at 34, Malik at 36.
And you struggled a little bit as to whether to put either of those
on.
Right?
Yeah, I thought 2 years, but because they were on the team that ended the drought, I gave them a couple bumps up for that. But 26, that's pretty high for 2 years.
I would guess that if you told Malik, hey, you're 26, you go, oh, I'm top 10.
Right. How come I ain't top 5? Yeah, you're right.
I found it super surprising that he was that high.
Yeah.
Like, I was very surprised. But not to be outdone, number 25, I think if we're talking about fan favorite, if we were redoing this ballot as far as fan favorite, I think this gentleman would be right at the top, probably top 3. He embodies fan favorite in my eyes. I think maybe more than anyone ever who's won a Kings jersey. 15 points. Almost 5 assists here in Sacramento. A Husky, fan of a pizza, a short giant, the pizza guy, Isaiah
Thomas, number 25.
Number 25.
IT.
The Brock Purdy of the NBA.
Hey, exactly. I had him at 23 on my list. No, well-deserved. Isaiah Thomas, fan favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think... Honestly, if you want to argue fan favorite, he's probably right at the top. He really is probably at the top when it comes to the Sacramento Kings. Keep coming in at 25. We move on to number 24, a person who had 2 stints here in Sacramento, a lottery pick for the Sacramento Kings.
Ooh.
A 6th Man of the Year award winner.
Yeah.
Also finishing on the ballots 2 times, 2 other times in his career. A runner-up of Most Improved Player award in the NBA. a man who once averaged 17 points for the Kings, a current coach in the NBA, the Big Nasty, Corliss Williamson.
Big Nasty Corliss.
Good player.
What was he, 24?
24.
He's 24.
Yeah, I had Corliss at 28. 28. So right in the same range.
Yeah. It's interesting, and you mentioned it, Jay. I believe he had the two different stints, and he's a key part of some good teams. We came back later on, not so much, but major contributions to some good teams in Sacramento.
Yeah, absolutely. He was one of the first players that I can remember, of course, coming out of Arkansas, national championship, Scotty Thurman teammate, going to his home state school at Arkansas. He was one of the first people I was like, man, the Kings actually got a star. Like, this dude is a superstar. I felt he was going to be a superstar. Now, I didn't, pan out completely that way. But, I mean, he was a guy coming out of college. You couldn't get no bigger,
Yep.
So that's, it was very interesting.
Do you remember this, Jay? Do you remember this Corliss story? When the Maloofs took over, I think he was a free agent, and they flew to visit him, and it was a big thing where they flew to make sure that he would re-sign, and he did stay. But I remember it's one of the first things the Maloofs did when they first took over, because they were so close to being a really good team, and they had to make sure that the Big Nasty stayed, which he did.
Yes.
Yeah, the Big Nasty coming in at number 24. We move on to number 23, fellas, Jordan's number. A man known by his nickname more than his birth name.
Ooh.
Another King. Let me read these stats to you, fellas. I had to look at it. He averaged 16 one year, 14 one year, 12, and 11 in his years in Sacramento. Also averaged 7, 6, and 6 assists to go along with that. None other than the man they call Anthony Spud Webb coming in at number 23.
Okay. Spud Webb at 23.
I got to tell you, I don't think I had him in my 40.
What?
Yeah.
I was just thinking too, fellas, like everybody from here on out, everybody got to have them.
That's what
I was thinking. Not Spud Webb. Was that an oversight, or was it? Explain yourself, White.
I don't want to denigrate him when he's receiving this honor, but my feeling was he just wasn't here that long.
Okay.
And
right.
And his numbers were maybe a little more solid than I remembered. Jay, Spud Webb. I got no problem with Spud Webb. I didn't have him on my list, but I got no problem with him.
16, 14, 12, and 11. So if you go 16 and 7, 14 and 7, 12 and 6, 11 and 6 in his 4 years with the Kings.
That's pretty good.
Man, that's pretty good there, White.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know how you missed that.
That's a good question.
That's Jay saying that, Whitey. That ain't me this time.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Number 22. Another man who had 2 stints here in Sacramento. An all-star, albeit not for the Kings. Finished 3rd in Most Improved Player Award a year he played in Sacramento. Averaging 20 points 1 year, 19 another. A post-present center power forward. None other than the man they call Otis Thorpe coming in at number 22.
Woo. Otis Thorpe, 22.
Yeah.
22. Thorpe.
Yeah. Early Kings days, just an awesome, powerful player.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't want to lose him, but they didn't want to pay him.
Right.
They went to the Rockets and helped them win some championships.
And he was a scorer here in Sacramento. Like, he go to the Rockets, maybe not as big of a scorer, but 18 points per game one season for Otis Thorpe? That's pretty big.
20 and 19.
20 and 19. Oh, man. Yeah, he was a scorer. Yes.
Yes. Very good
That's
player.
balling right there, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas. To end it out, it's funny because as I look at my phone, it's 4:21. We're on number 21.
Yep.
We ended with the consummate professional.
My guy. I was about to say, Jay.
I don't know if there's any player I've worked in the NBA for numerous years, Drapes. I'm pretty sure you can say it. I've encountered who could be more professional than this gentleman. He started every single game.
Dude, I was worried, Jay.
Every single game, Drapes. Every single game for the Sacramento Kings that he suited up for. I think most people would probably agree he has the talent to be better than he is. Drake, you know who it is. I'll let you do the honors, man.
Introducing from North Carolina, number 40, the Black Falcon. Caw, Harrison Barnes, my guy. Yeah. HB made it. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number 21. 21, fellas. 21.
That's great. So numbers 30 through 21 today. Tank Thompson, 30. Walt Williams, 29. Jason Thompson, 28. Buddy Hield, 27. Malik Monk, 26. Isaiah Thomas, 25. Corliss Williamson, 24. Spud Webb, 23. Otis Thorpe, 22. And number 21, Harrison Barnes.
That's
Harrison Barnes, man.
Whew, I'll be honest, fellas. As we were revealing these, I was worried because I had HB on my list. I had Harrison Barnes at 26. And I'm like, man, if he's not in the 20s, he's not going to be top 20. He's not a top 20. Almost was. I thought somebody was going to leave him off. I thought we were going to leave Harrison Barnes off, and that would have been entirely disrespectful. I'm okay with 21.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
I believe, fellas, I know this for sure off the top of my head. IP was on all the ballots. Harrison Barnes was on all the ballots.
Ooh, wow. Yes.
Yeah, they were both.
Yes.
And I want to say Corliss was, but don't quote me on that. I'd have to do the research. I know Spud Webb was not. Otis Thorpe was not. Malik Monk was not. Jason Thompson, I believe, was on 16 of the 19. The Wizard, same thing. We're getting, as you guys have talked about, we're getting to the point where pretty much all these guys were on the ballot, or, one or two didn't vote for him. But I know IT was on everybody's and Harrison Barnes was on everybody's.
Good work as always, Jay. I have a question for you, and I'm not sure you want to divulge this. I know a couple of days ago you told us how many guys received just one vote, and I have it written down here somewhere. I think it was around
19. I think it's 19.
Oh, okay.
19 guys had one vote.
At some point, is it possible you'll reveal not who voted for him, but who the 19 were that only got a single vote?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do that. Yeah, that would be another 27 guys, right? So
I know where Whitey's trying to get at, or maybe not.
No, I'm just really curious who the guys were that only got
All
one
right,
vote.
Jay, you can help me out right now. Was I the only one that had Marvin Bagley on the list?
That would be a yes, sir, Mr. Drake.
No.
That would be a yes, sir.
You just brought that up yourself.
It was. I thought that's where you were going.
No.
You and the person that drafted voted for Purvis Ellison, y'all in the same boat.
That's my fault. I was having a bad day. I was off the meds. I was struggling. Oh my gosh.
It's all right. That's why we have 19 selectors.
Yeah, right.
We help each other out. Yeah.
Yes,
all right. So you're back with us tomorrow, Jay?
I am, sir. I am.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Great job. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy, fellas.
Take care.
All right now.
All right. Another outstanding list here from Jay. And there's some people in the chat that, and I understand, some people are finding some inconsistencies. Like, I thought it was based on this. How's that guy higher than that?
Yeah.
You got to remember, again, 19 people, and people are just looking at it a little bit differently.
Right,
Yeah, we did have rules, but people are, that's why we asked different people. It's like, yeah, it's kind of, you can do what you want. We'd ask you to follow these guidelines, but people see things a little differently here. That's the beauty of it.
And the rules were a player's importance, the impact a player had on the organization, individual success and achievements, the excitement a player brought to the fans. A player must have played at least one regular season game for the Kings, so no DeMar DeRozan. Only players having competed in the Sacramento era. Only a player's Sacramento Kings service is to be considered. So, we laid out some parameters, but the emotional ties to it, like we had Sign Lady and Sign Man on, or Mr. Sign Lady Man, husband, or whatever we're calling Nico. Sorry, Nico.
Sign Lady and Mr. Sign Lady.
And then Mr. Sign Lady. Yeah. But like the personal emotional attachment, you got to factor that in.
Yeah. And Spud Webb should have been on my list. I didn't have him on there. He should have been on there, and he comes in at number 23, and that's about where he belongs. And Harrison Barnes at 21, I'm a little surprised it's that high.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I thought, late 20s, maybe early 30s, because a lot of people are beating up my guy. But I think that shows the respect that, us covering the team, us fans, who love the team, like, despite him not living up to the expectations, he was there every night. He played every game. I mean, the dude was awesome.
Yeah. So we're getting down to some really big names.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Somebody wants you to run it down again. You got time for that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Numbers 30 through 21. Should I go all the way back to yesterday?
No, just 30. Just 30
through 21. Number 30, Tank Thompson. Number 29, the Wizard, Walt Williams. 28, Jason Thompson. Number 27, Buddy Hield. Number 26, Malik Monk. 25, Isaiah Thomas. 24, Corliss Williamson. 23, Spud Webb. 22, Otis Thorpe. 21, Harrison
HB. Caw.
Still controversial even now in making this list controversial.
Yes.
Some saying, too high for him, and others saying, no, the consummate professional.
Right. I mean, the guy was there every single night, answered the questions, always available post-game press conference, active in the community. Shout out to Harrison Barnes, man. That's great to see him in a top 21.
More on the Kings top 40 for 40 and more on the 49er drama today when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, when the A's blanked the Rays 3-0 on the 19th, it marked the A's 11th shutout this year, and that's third best in the American League. It also was their 54th win, so 16 more for 70. Now, the A's won just 50 games a year ago, so a 20-game improvement last year to this year, that would be pretty impressive.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Slightly better Delta breeze for Wednesday evening. That'll help morning temperatures drop into the low 60s to start Thursday. Afternoon highs, though, still around 100. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
This Labor Day, head to the Roseville Auto Mall for our biggest sale of the year. It's the only place where you'll choose from 20 top brands. Brought to you by 17 award-winning dealers. The giant Labor Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where selection, savings, and satisfaction meet.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hi, this is Frank LaRosa.
And this is Scott Marsh.
Join us weekly for Golf to Go right here on Sacktown Sports. We talk to all the local golf experts in the area and give you the latest on all the courses as well.
And not to mention all the golf legends and celebrities, along with all the latest in equipment and tournaments too.
Most importantly, we'll just have some fun talking about a game that's fun to play.
You know, it's my favorite hour of the week, Frank.
Golf to Go, Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Sacktown Sports. Give us a listen. I think you'll enjoy it.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down. Covered by the Verizon 5G network. And for less than $30 a month, we make your phone your ride or die. Switch now and pick a free 5G phone with qualified plan purchase. And your fourth line at no additional cost. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Kick off fall with Labor Day deals happening now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on select interior paint via Lowe's gift card rebate for your next paint project. Plus, don't miss out on select one-pint annuals. Get 5 for only $10. Shop these can't-miss deals today before they're gone. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 9/4 while supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
What do you think of the list today, Drapes? Now we've got the top. Well, we've had 20 players mentioned, so we still have the top 20 to go, starting tomorrow, 10 tomorrow, and then the top 10 Friday.
I think it's a great list. A great list. Great job to everybody participating. And the thing about it is, you got some fan favorites on that top, that 21 to 30. IT, Malik Monk. I mean, these guys connected, with the community. And the fact that Malik is on this list after just 2 seasons, as high as he is, 26, shows you just how impactful his time here has been. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised he was that high?
No. I didn't have him that high, but I'm not surprised, because he's so beloved and he's already had as big an impact as some of the guys that were, did more over a longer period.
Yes.
That's
right.
Again, that's where it's not fair, where guys that played for better teams had more of an impact, and are more memorable.
Yeah. The fact that he was 26 and Keegan 34 is a little shocking to me.
Somebody mentioned that on the chat as well.
Really? Yeah. It's that there's that big of a gap. I had Keegan higher just because he was a draft pick, rookie record for threes, Keegan Murray, And so, but it's clear people love Malik here in Sac.
Right. What is that? Is that something they look at on TV? A Q factor?
Yeah, Q factor.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Derek Too Shifty. Monk is the reason the team is better, though. IT didn't make the team better than Monk has. I can't see the rest of that, but I don't know. It's that's pretty lofty. Like if Malik is already at 26, and he has another this dude might be top 20. When it's all said and done, which would be, wow, that would be huge for him.
Where do you think fan expectations are right now compared to what they were a year ago? Exactly a year ago.
Ooh, that's a tough question, Whitey.
Just based on, your conversations you're having with people.
I think they're pretty much the same, to be honest with you, as they were a year ago in that 50 win range, 51, 52. And the thing about it is it's been a roller coaster ride with the expectations,
Mm-hmm.
After last season, this past season, expectations were low. Morale was low regarding the fan base. But you signed DeMar, and it's right back. So I think the frenzy to start the season, the excitement looking ahead to the season is just like it was last season. Like, I think people are expecting this Kings team to be a top 4 or 5 seed.
It seems to me that people were a little sobered by last year. A year ago, it's like we're third, we're young, we're on our way to bigger and better things. Yeah. After last year, and then they had DeRozan, I know people are excited, but I feel like, wow, the West is just so tough. We have a chance to be a really good team, and they're excited. But a year ago, I think people were assuming this is a great team that's just getting started.
Yeah.
To me, that's how it feels different. I don't know.
Yeah, like
There's
this year's team.
Optimism, but this year's more like, oh, we got a good team, but it's going to be tough. And last year's like, look out. There's
Here we
no
come.
stopping
Right.
us.
Yeah, I agree. And what's interesting about that is this year's team is on paper better than last year's team.
Yeah.
Like, if you felt, look out, there's no stopping us now, kind of be understandable, I think. You can get a Hall of Fame player to come to your squad still virtually in his prime. Like, that's a big move. And so I got him at 52, 53 wins this season. I think the Kings will, right from the jump, Minnesota Lakers, right from the jump, I think they'll send a message.
That's why people were so frustrated that they didn't get anything done last year. A lot of people felt like you're right there on the threshold. I don't know if it was true, but people felt like you make one move, and boom, you're as good as anybody.
Yes.
And obviously it took a year to figure out that, okay, little regression, I guess,
right?
What we experienced.
Yeah, a little bit. And, I've said this. I like the fact that this team is sort of, I don't want to say flying under the radar, but, outside expectations, national media, Vegas over-under odds have them lower than they were last year or right at the same. Because I think this team does better when they can sneak up or, when they can prove doubters wrong. I felt last year they came in, they were believing their press clippings, they were excited and on a high from the previous season. But as you know, you got to get it from the mud. Like, we had Jason Jones on earlier this year. Each season is its own individual thing. And I felt like the Kings last year, they were trying to carry on from what they did the season before, thought they'd just pick up right where they left off. But no, you got to ramp it up again.
Curtis Six asking the question on the chat, does Cousins make anyone's top 5? I bet you made a lot of top 5s. We'll see.
If Cousins ain't in the top 5, was he in your top 5?
I don't think he was top 5.
Really?
He was definitely top 10.
I can't wait.
You just had him number 6 2 weeks ago.
I did, but then I did it. Wilt Chamberlain with you, like
that's fine, but then how could anyone not have him in the top 5?
No, I got him in. I got him in my top 5.
I think I had him 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Compio says, I believe Cousins should be the number 2 player based on talent, but fans will hold the attitude against him. Well, we'll see. I'd be stunned if he's not at least top 6 or 7. At least.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
Stunned and shocked.
Yeah.
Page is going to be in there.
Page is going to be. Don't give away, though.
Well, we know, though.
Do we know the top 5?
I haven't seen it at all, so I'm not revealing anything. I'm just saying what seems to be obvious.
Yeah, I think the top 5, maybe you want to include the top 6, is pretty obvious with Sacramento.
It's going to be interesting to see how high the 2 current stars end up ranking.
Right.
I think they're going to be very high.
Ooh, Domas, who's my guy? I got him pretty low compared to what other people might have him. I mean, I got a very respectable level I have him at, but I think a lot of people have him way higher than I do. Yeah. I got him coming up. I got him.
Just because he hasn't been here that long.
Right, exactly. He hasn't been here that long. 2.5 seasons. When it's all said and done, he'll be a top 10 King, no doubt. My top 10 is littered with that 2002 team. Like, a lot of guys from that 2002 team are on my top 10. Even my top 12, 13. Like, that team, I got like 5 guys on that squad that are top 10.
Speaking of Domas, we found out today, you probably already knew this, but Starting 5 on Netflix, we found out when it's going to drop. Looks like October 9th, set to premiere October 9th. Series produced by LeBron's company, Uninterrupted.
Yes.
Is going to drop, and it's, of course, the 5 are LeBron, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum. Who am I forgetting? The other, it's DeMontis.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Yeah,
Starting 5.
Yeah, that's. I'm excited for that. We saw the camera crews throughout the season.
Right? Won't you be in it?
They never interviewed me. They interviewed some other people. I won't mention who, but for some reason, I don't know if they interviewed Mark Jones or not.
Probably because they said, that's the guy. Did you see where he had Domas on his list?
Nah.
I'm talking to him.
Hey, everybody know Domas is my guy. Shout out to him and Shoshana hooking me up with a bottle of wine for Christmas, even though I don't drink, but I appreciate it. I still got the bottle. That's one of those I'll never open. It'll be a talking point. I got this bottle from Domantas Sabonis, perhaps a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you get him to autograph the bottle or anything?
Nah, that's a good, it's all wrapped up and everything. I haven't even unwrapped it, but that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I'm going to do that next season. Yep, this season coming up.
Who should the next Starting 5 be? We'll get into that when we come back, and we'll see if we can't catch up with Emil Fragosa. Taking the train back from
this dude.
Santa Clara.
Taking the train? How long of a ride is that?
I don't know.
It's like 3 hours probably.
A 3-hour train.
It's only like 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
It's very convenient. It drops you off right at the stadium.
That's nice.
Oh, really? At Santa Clara?
Yeah, the train is very convenient from the stopover by Golden One Center right to Santa Clara.
Yeah, because parking there can be a challenge. Can be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. But not on practice days.
Well, that's true. That's true.
All right.
It's coming up. Sacked Out Sports.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Slightly better Delta breeze for Wednesday evening. That'll help morning temperatures drop into the low 60s to start Thursday. Afternoon highs, though, still around 100. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Your water heater. Old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee. Tyler Rich, Dasha, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
My kids call me Tom. So unnerving. Every day, the older one's like, "How you doing, Tom?" I go, "Hey, I'm not your fucking stepdad, all right? I wish I was. It'd be a lot easier, but I'm not."
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to the venue at Thunder Valley September 5th. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Tom Segura, Come Together.
Toyota's national sales event is on now through Labor Day weekend. Whether on or off-road, make the most out of these final days of summer in a new Toyota truck. Don't miss a low lease on the fully redesigned 2024 Tacoma or financing as low as 0% APR on the 2024 Tundra. It's time to kick up your adventure with Toyota's legendary power and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offer only available on Tundra Capstone. Ends 9/3/24.
The final games of the 2024 Sacramento Rivercats season are upon us. Soak up the last days of summer at the ballpark at one of our remaining giveaway or theme nights. Giddy up for Wild West Night. Get your wands at the ready for our inaugural Harry Potter Night. And cap off the season with Fan Appreciation Day. Plus, don't miss out on our final giveaway of the season, a Rivercats golfer hat to the first 2,500 fans on Friday, September 20th. For a complete promotions calendar and to purchase tickets, visit rivercats.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
I want to thank everybody who's chiming in here. We thank all of our contributors here. We're on our selection committee for our top 40. And everybody just chiming in here, just listening. We appreciate it. But on the chat and on the text line, just, how about this guy? This guy make it. Really appreciate all the back and forth. People are having a lot of fun with this. And that's what we were hoping would happen. So thank you.
Yes, exactly. People are hitting me up on Twitter as well. Bob says, love this. Excited to see the top 20. I apologize if I missed it. Are there any qualifications to make the list? Example, need to have played here a certain amount of time.
Yeah, Jay has those qualifications. I don't know if you can access them, but they're pretty broad,
right?
But they're also clear.
Right.
So it's like you had to play a game here.
Yes.
At least a game.
At least one game.
Everything is supposed to be based on what you did as a Sacramento King.
Yep. I got them right here. Actually, I don't. I thought I did have it. But yeah, he mentioned it earlier when he was on. Yeah. He had to have played. Oh, yeah. A player must have played at least one regular season game for the Sacramento Kings. So no DeMar DeRozan yet.
Right.
Yep.
And also everything is based on what they did as a King.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So like Vince Carter was great. Yeah.
And it was also like Kansas City Kings doesn't count. It had to be the Sacramento era.
Exactly.
So like some players were crossovers.
Yeah. So like I said, there was a lot of room for you to take it whichever way you wanted, but the parameters were nonetheless clear on exactly what we were getting at. So thank you. On the text line here, Chris the Mom, are you guys going to Rivercats games tonight? It's Kings night.
I didn't even know that. I'm not going, but
you're not throwing out the first pitch,
dude. I don't know who I need to talk to. They letting jabronis, throw out the first. I shouldn't have said it. I apologize.
All right, now I got to figure out who's throwing out the first pitch.
It ain't gonna be me. But I mean, like, how are the drive guys not at the top of the list?
Yeah, I've done it a couple times, but yeah, it'd be
at the Rivercats.
Yes.
How was it? Did you get across the plate?
One time I threw it over the guy's head, and instead of standing up to catch it, he just watched it. He went, "Oh, curveball," and he just watched it go over his head. Yeah. So I got it to home plate.
I saw somebody just throw a first pitch in Major League Baseball, and it was a woman, and it was like one of the best first pitches I've ever seen. Kyle, you know who I'm talking to? This was recently, within the last couple days. Somebody threw out the first pitch, and I was like, dang. That was pretty darn good. That was pretty good.
One of the best ceremonial first pitches ever. And put the politics aside, not to get political, but, after 9/11, when President Bush went out to Yankee Stadium and he had I think he had a flak jacket on and he had a Yankee jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he threw a perfect strike. And I was not a huge fan of his, as a politician, but it's like, dude, that was it was straight. Okay. That was well done.
Who I was talking about, Haley Van Lith, Kyle, is that her name?
Oh, yeah. At the Mariners game.
At the Mariners game. Like,
really?
It was a strike. She got it there. It was across the plate. It was like she was playing catch with somebody. Like, it was pretty impressive.
Oh, it's almost like she's an athlete or something like that.
No Carl Lewis or anything like that out there.
Apparently, Julian Edelman and Gronk got to throw out the first pitch at the Boston game tonight. So I honestly think those jabronis wouldn't stand a chance against Kyle Draper throwing out.
Those are my guys, man. Those are my guys.
Gronk probably just spiked it. Gronk spike.
Here, Whitey, let me show you real quick. Haley's first pitch, dude. You got to see this because you're a baseball guy. You're a baseball guy, so you're. Check this out. He's watching it now.
Limber, loosening up on the mound. Oh, lefty. Nice little bender.
Right. Yeah, had some movement on it, right?
Yeah.
Little curve action there.
Yeah, back foot slider for a strike. On the text line here from the 916, I'm just glad HB was ranked higher on the list than Buddy or JT, although all three could be very frustrating to watch play. That was from CG.
Yeah, for different reasons, though, right? Like, Buddy, just some of his late game turnovers, poor shot selection. HB was frustrating because sometimes he didn't rise to the occasion and show up.
JT might have been frustrating sometimes because he wasn't as good as the Kings wanted him to be. He was a solid player, but they used to talk about the new Weber Vlade is going to be JT and Spencer Hawes. That was kind
Did
of
they really say that?
That was kind of what they were. Hey, look at that. They call them Shock and Hawes or something, and it just didn't quite. They were nice players, but they were nowhere near Vlade and Chris Webber. And that's not Jason Thompson's fault.
That's two Hall of Famers they're trying to.
Yeah,
it didn't quite work out like that.
And Mac has a question for you. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. How you doing, Mac? You're on with the Drive Guys.
Good. I just want to start by saying, hey, Draper, how many times have you told people about that bottle of wine from Sabonis?
Like 2 or 3.
I wanted to ask you, though, do you remember when you brought it up during a broadcast in a Kings game?
I did, and Katie says she didn't get one.
Oh.
I did.
I remember that. It was so funny.
Well, she did eventually get her bottle of wine.
Good.
Hey, Katie got her bottle of wine, but she was kind of salty at first. You're right about that. She was salty.
Thank you, Mac.
All right, man.
I didn't know where he was going.
I know. I was about to give him a 2-piece, no sauce, and then here's my guy. So I was like, all right. But I do remember that. Yeah. I was like, Katie, you get your bottle of wine? She's like, what are you talking about? And it was like, oh, you didn't get one. My bad. But eventually she got it, though. She did get it. They just didn't give it to her at that same time.
On that starting five thing, I know this is just like top of your head.
Yeah.
Not much time here, but who would be your next starting five for the Netflix? You got Ant, you got Ant, you got Domas, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Tatum, and you got LeBron.
Wemby.
Oh,
gotta go with Wemby, right?
Yeah.
Gotta have Wemby
Luka
on there. Yeah, gotta do. How about Jokic? How about Jokic as well? I might even throw Embiid up in there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Yeah, were you going to say Embiid?
That's a good one.
Yeah, Embiid, and what's that? 4?
That's 4.
Who's
Wemby, Luka, Jokic, Embiid,
and it might be somebody from the Knicks, just because it's New York. Brunson maybe. Giannis.
I don't know if you would get full access, but I'm interested in Kevin Durant.
Oh, Durant would be a good one.
His life seems infinitely interesting.
Yeah.
No Steph, huh?
Nah, I feel like
Steph already made his own version.
Right.
You already know too much.
Yeah, exactly. His life is played out in front of the camera.
Steph already did that show with Facebook that was terrible.
Yeah. No, Steph wouldn't be it.
He's in some comedy
about his life, right?
No, he made a comedy for Peacock. Simone watched 5 episodes and said it was pretty good.
Really?
Okay.
Is it called Mr. Throwback?
Yeah, it's called Mr. Throwback. It has him in it, but it's not actually about him. It's a fictional story about a fictional teammate from his childhood. Anyways, it's
all right.
It's a comedy.
I'll put that on the list of things to watch. When we come back, a 49er contract crisis update. We may have reached an inflection point. Next on Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Carmichael Dave telling you Amy's Outdoor Living's having their famous annual clearance sale. Now, if things were tight and you passed on getting patio furniture this year, if it was just too hot to sit outside, now is your chance. You can save up to 70%. Yeah, 70% on their top brand names like Brown, Jordan, Woodard, Hollywood, and so many other huge names. But don't wait. The clearance sale lasts for just 5 days. And at these prices, you can't afford not to check them out. You'll also find deep discounts on natural gas barbecues and demo grills. So listen, hurry in, check out the annual clearance sale at Amy's Outdoor Living, 5 days only. I told you it was famous. It's famous for a reason. Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware, also in the El Dorado Town Center. Get up there now, and you tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper, and now is the time to make your dreams come true at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Their Dream Days event is going on now till September 3rd, and they have specials on the 2024 C-Class sedan or a 2024 GLE SUV. So whether you're looking for a nice luxury sedan or a family-friendly SUV, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the place to go. Now you may say, Drapes, why should I drive to Stockton for a new car? And I'll tell you right back, you can't afford not to. Trust me. In addition to great rates and bonuses, my good friends of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton treat you like your family. They're friendly, loyal, and hassle-free. So rush down now to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton for their Dream Days event. It's happening right now, and it's just a short drive down I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com. And tell them your boy Drape sent you. You won't be disappointed.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room, Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sacktown Sports.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
All right, the heat is back today and nerves are raw. We got the drama in Santa Clara, which we'll get to in just a moment. We got some people on chat and text line that are not overly thrilled with the order of the players in our top 40. Some people are thrilled with it. Some people, that's part of the fun. Don't think this guy should be that high or that guy should be that low. Then we also have this. This is Forrest, who bought a bracelet from Draper on Instagram. I think the guy scammed me. I still haven't got my bracelet yet, LOL. So people
I don't know what he's talking about. I never heard of Forrest. Who's Forrest? Who's this Forrest guy? I've never heard of the guy. Who is he?
I think the guy scammed me.
Forrest Gump?
If Forrest, hey, I'll tell you what, Forrest. You don't have to bring whatever beef we got going onto the text line or the YouTube chat. You got my Instagram, big fella. We communicate by way of IG. I got you. It's been my oversight. I'll get it out within the next week. How about that?
I will tell you, Forrest, I was sitting here when he saw your text, and he went, oh, I got to send that guy a bracelet.
I got it. I've been driving around with it for like a week. It costs $12 too. Woo. The problem is it's going to cost me like $5 to ship it to him, though. Like,
what kind of bracelet?
It's just a little tiny kid's bracelet, but you know, I'm not going to just put it in a regular envelope and put a stamp on it. It's going to be priority mail. I'm going to send it to my guy.
Mm-hmm. You're selling bracelets on Instagram?
No, my daughter. Oh, you weren't here then. You were out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So my daughter was doing a fundraiser.
Gotcha.
And she was selling bracelets for her cheer team.
Gotcha.
And Forrest was like, I'll buy one. And so he, loyal listener.
That's what he gets.
And he actually Venmo'd me $12. And so that $12 been sitting in my Venmo account for like a month now. I got you, Forrest. My bad.
Very nice. Very nice.
So you're saying the money didn't even go to your daughter's giveaway? It's sitting in your Venmo right now?
Well, Kyle, when you have kids, you don't actually you just pay for everything yourself. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I paid for Forrest's up front, and then Forrest sent me the money. That's what happened.
I see how this is working.
Yeah.
Questions here. Compio asks, Drive Guys, when are you going to have Katie on the show? We'd have Katie on, but, she kind of has
her deal with Carmichael Dave, right?
Yeah. I think
Wednesdays at 9.
Yeah, but she has a regular agreement with Dave, but I'm sure she'd come on.
She'll come on, anytime. Yeah. Katie's enjoying her off season too, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's doing family things. I'm trying not to bother her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Compio's got his first team King, second team, third team. Appreciate that. Yeah. So anyway, people are having fun with the Kings top 40 for 40, and tomorrow we'll get into the top 20.
Top 20. And there's some big names out there. And I'm looking at my list, Whitey, and, I'm interested to see if Domas is in this next category or is he on Friday?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Two-time All-NBA performer, All-Star, helped in the drought. Case could be made. Domas is a top 10 guy.
I'm also going to be curious to see if Domas and Fox are pretty close together, or if there's, and De'Aaron's been here longer, I know.
Right.
So I would guess he'll be higher. I'm wondering what what the separation there will be. So
it's pretty big in my
I think
list.
so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so. Speaking of separation, doesn't look like the 49ers are any closer. Maybe they're further apart when it comes to figuring out a contract with Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk. So today we had both Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch meeting with the media. We start here we have some sound for you. This is Kyle Shanahan talking about where things are as far as he knows with Trent Williams.
That all depends on when we see him, how he looks, how he feels. I haven't talked to him for a number of days. But, Trent will give every day. We'll let it be as close as possible. But we just when we got to get with him, we got to see him, we got to talk to him. Very similar to how we were with Bosa. There wasn't a day that we would put on the calendar that would be our last day. You hope it's every day that's already passed. So each day makes it harder and harder, but you don't really make that decision until you see someone and talk to him.
Yeah, so is Trent Williams going to be able to play? We have to talk to him. Anytime someone says, haven't done something in a number of days, I mean, it's been a long time, right?
Right.
It's been more days than I want to tell you.
But, as I listen, and we're going to play more sound here, the tone regarding Trent is a lot different than the tone, I think, regarding Aiyuk. John Lynch had some sound earlier today about Trent Williams, speaking glowingly about him. I get the sense that, with Trent, and I think Kyle said it earlier, when two sides both want to get it done, things usually take care of themselves. With Aiyuk, that might have been a shot at Aiyuk. Like, you know what? We're butting heads here. Mm-hmm. And so I think this next week is critical for the Niners.
Yeah, as far as week one goes, Kyle Shanahan saying today that the 49ers have to prepare for week one as if they won't have either guy.
Yeah, I'm optimistic that things will work out with Trent. I'm not sitting here knowing what day it'll be. I mean, we're getting close to playing a game. So, my mind is completely on preparing for a game without those guys. But, yeah, I feel when two sides want to get a deal done, it happens.
Yeah, to your point, I'm optimistic about Trent.
Right. Everything seems glowingly regarding Trent, and not the same for Aiyuk.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, John Lynch today kind of drawn a line in the sand, or at least a line on the Santa Clara practice field turf with this.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into our communication again, but there's at some point you got to play.
And that was talking about Brandon Aiyuk and Tim Kawakami of The Athletic. The Athletic has, I'll tell you, their 49er coverage is excellent. Mm-hmm. Tim Kawakami, a big part of that. He says, look, I've been critical of the 49ers handling of this, but I get what they're doing now. If Aiyuk is on the roster, he's taking up a roster spot, then you have to practice.
Right. Here's the thing about this Aiyuk situation, though, Whitey, and it to me, it's trending towards getting really ugly. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan were asked today if Brandon Aiyuk is going to practice. They both said pretty much they hope so. Mm-hmm, yes, they Lynch said yes.
We expect him to. Kind of
exactly. Yeah. Now, according to the reporters there in Santa Clara, Aiyuk was on the field and they saw him walking off the field. Think about this. This guy, I'm sure he heard the sound bites and, phone blew up and all that. He was out there and said, you know what? I'm walking off. This makes me think things are about to get even more contentious because wouldn't he just stay out there? Continue his hold in?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen him do? Why be out there and then go in? That was some of the reports out there. Brandon Aiyuk just left the field, so he did not take part in practice. I think when we talk about a line in the sand, both sides are trying to draw that line. Yeah. Aiyuk's trying to hold firm, and so are the Niners.
Matt Mayoko's view of it today, NBC Sports Bay Area. The Brandon Aiyuk saga might have hit an inflection point on Wednesday, despite suggestions that this was the day that Aiyuk would end his hold in. Nothing changed when the 49ers took the practice field. And he says, this is when things could get really interesting.
Trying to read that.
It's impossible to read.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. So even Matt Mayoko says it may have hit an inflection point, and not in a good way. You know what I mean? Not in the
point of no return.
Right. Yeah. This is about to get dicey here. And the fact that John Lynch said we expect him to, Kyle shit. Like they were trying to send a message.
Bad cop today.
Yeah,
Kyle wasn't really playing good cop, but
Lynch was like, you got to play. Eventually, you got to play. And the fact that Aiyuk was on the field and then walked off, and according when the reporters were there, didn't take part in practice. It sounds to me like he's digging in.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he went to Oakland, or I keep saying Oakland, he went to Vegas. According to reports, Shanahan required everybody on the, roster on the team travel. So he did that. And so we made, not we as us, but in general, people are like, oh, he traveled with the team. Well, he is kind of forced to. The fact that he didn't even stay out there today, to me, that's a bad signal for these negotiations.
We'll come right back with more from John Lynch today. And it looks like TC has something to say as well.
Our boy.
When the Drive Guys return in just a moment on Sacktown Sports.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's going on for Hoblet's Labor Day sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on new 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs, starting at only $27,995. That's less than the cost of a lot of used cars, and it's brand new.
And did I hear you just had a grand opening?
Yes, we just opened the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter in historic downtown Woodland. We have over 200 used cars available and over 80 under $20,000. Whatever car you need, Hoblet can help.
You've got to see the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,500 total net savings after $39.20 factory rebates and $85.80 dealer discount. Rebates may include $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance coupon. Must trade a 2005 or newer vehicle with less than 160,000 miles. Only available while supplies last. 5 of the net savings, $27,995. Sample VIN 666-710.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be naming 10 more, getting into the top 20 of our top 40 Kings. Looking forward to that. Thanks again for all your help with that. But right now we're focusing on what's going on with the 49ers. We've been talking about this and talking about this and talking about this and talking about this. And I know some people have suggested, and I'm with them, it'd be nice when this is settled one way or the other. But the 49ers are in trouble right now.
Ooh, in trouble?
Yeah.
Because of this contract situation?
Yeah, you got two players that you really need if you're going to make a run at a Super Bowl. Right now, you don't know if you're going to have either one of them. And again, I know Kyle Shanahan says, I'm optimistic with Trent Williams. Okay, but it's this is really not painting the organization in a very favorable light that we're to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem like, especially in the Aiyuk situation, the sides are moving closer to a resolution. I will say this, Whitey. I'm not going to hit the panic button. As much as I, talk trash about the Niners and everything, I'm gonna be realistic about it. If we're here Monday having this same conversation, well, Monday's an off day for us. Tuesday having the same conversation, then it's time to panic, because that's game week. That's, really you're locking in on the Jets. I think too, I could argue with the tone Lynch used today, like in their eyes, it may have reached a boiling point already, where we might hear some fines coming or something like that. But this next 3 or 4 days are going to be huge for both these sides. If something doesn't get done by Monday or Tuesday, I think it'd be hard for them to play. And Kyle Ledbetter, our boy behind the boards, pointed out last year with the Nick Bosa situation, September 6th, it got done. 4 days later, Bosa was actually playing in a regular season game against the Steelers. I don't know if we could say the same thing about these two guys. We'll have to wait and see. But I got to say, I think Monday or Tuesday of next week is really the tipping point.
On the one hand, you could say, all right, last year, Bosa didn't sign until September 6th, and they were fine. On the other hand, you have the fact that Bosa, after the season ended, saying, I probably didn't start as early as I should have, and I didn't have as good of a year.
Yeah. Do you think an offensive lineman needs to be in the same conditioning or whatever it may be as a defensive lineman? Or can you sort of not be in tip-top shape, game shape, but still get away with it if you're Trent Williams?
As big as he is, I don't think it's a matter of can he perform as much as it's a matter of if he's too heavy or something, and I have no idea whether he is or not, then he's more prone to, lower body injuries, knee, ankle, something like that. And those are the type of lingering things that, if you're going to play the season with him and then every so often, it's a bad deal for him anytime he can't go.
Right. And we've seen that, right? We've seen it historically. And so this is it, man. The fact that Aiyuk did not practice today when the coach and the GM sort of expected you to, that's some sort of statement that Aiyuk made today. I don't know what it is. I don't know what him and his agent are trying to do, but that's a statement made today.
Yeah, I got a question about all this. Maybe you can help me with it. But first, here's John Lynch today trying to find a note of optimism on the Brandon Aiyuk situation.
I've seen these things look dire before, and they can quickly turn. So that gives you hope, that we've been in these situations before, and those things can quickly be forgotten. So, we'll remain hopeful.
There's coach speak and there's GM speak. That clearly was a guy saying, remain hopeful. It's like, yeah, we're hopeful. You don't sound very hopeful.
Right. It didn't sound promising, right?
Yeah.
It didn't sound optimistic.
Okay, question. Maybe you can help me out with this. There's a trade in place with Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
So could the 49ers say, all right, we're doing that trade? Or is the trade contingent on Aiyuk saying, yes, I will go there and I will sign a new deal with the Steelers? My point is, if the 49ers said, all right, that's it, we're going to trade you, could Aiyuk say, well, you can't trade me because I'm not going to agree to that deal, so they're not going to want to. They're not going to want me.
I think so, and I think that's exactly
so. It's
what's
kind of
happening.
Still in Aiyuk's court.
Yeah. It's sort of like the Hassan Reddick situation, but Reddick thought he was getting the new deal, and now he's holding out. And regarding Aiyuk, if the Steelers were willing to meet whatever price demands he won, you think something would have gotten done. But the reports are that the Steelers, $28 million?
Right.
And
right.
so.
But so they're willing to, all right, we've got a new contract for you. I could see where the 49ers would say, we're trading you to Pittsburgh. And Aiyuk would say, no, because I'm not going to agree to their deal. And then the Steelers would go,
well, we don't want
to our deal. Then
we're deal done.
Yeah.
It's a messy situation, right? Do we still think the Niners have the leverage in all of this? It's tough. I don't know who has the leverage anymore, to be honest with you. Because
I'll say no, they do not.
Does Aiyuk really have leverage?
Comparatively, I don't think either is in a great situation, but Aiyuk has the leverage to wait it out.
But then he doesn't. He gets fined or he doesn't get paid.
Yeah, that's the only thing. He can't hold out for the entire season.
Right. Yeah.
But
I mean, he could, but it wouldn't be prudent.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, since 2020, getting back to Trent, 49ers 3-6 in games Trent Williams did not start. 3-6. And Purdy last year with Williams playing 28 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Without him, 3 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Some of those games that he didn't play, there may be some games in there where they were resting him. It was late in the year. They didn't, last year against the Rams. So, but
but what more proof do we need, right? How important
these
he
are
is.
Just numbers.
You're the one that brought up the numbers. Those are your numbers you found. No, it just shows you how important Trent is, right? The guy is super important.
It may.
Yeah.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. I can't imagine TC is very pleased with this. Let's find out. What's up, TC?
Yo, Whitey Drake, what's up?
Check it. What's up, big dog?
Where does this go? How do we fix this?
Hey, listen, honestly, there ain't no fixing it, dog. The only way you gonna fix it is give that man his money and respect his mind on what he done, man. I'm with BA, bro. I don't care about everybody's been saying how they gonna fan and follow this team, how they gonna follow him, bro. But I'm with BA on this situation, bro, because I'm over Kyle's BS. I'm over John's BS. I'm over Perron's BS. I'm just over the team. This has nothing to do with Brock, Debo, shit like this has nothing to do with the team. Even with Trent Williams, and I'm not even mad at Trent. I just had a baby big dog. I done did everything you want on the best tackle, man. Give me some more money, right? Because everybody, listen, Drake and Whitey, I'm going to tell y'all the honest truth. The team sees the writing on the wall. Everybody's asking, why are these two guys tripping? They're tripping because they realize, bro, we're not going to win the Super Bowl with this guy. So give me my money then. Let me get my money then, bro. We've been to the mountain high with you, Kyle. We see right through you now. Like, that doesn't mean that they got to come in and disrespecting, but they're starting to see Kyle's true colors, big dog. With the land situation, with the Armstead, how he handles players, how he be. Listen, they see the writing on the wall, and they're like, you know what, Kyle, you're a good dude. You're an offensive scheme caller, all this and that, bro. But you're arrogant and you bullies. Listen, we can't do it with you, big dog. So if I'm going to be here, I need to get my money. Because I don't know if we're going to win the Super Bowl or not. But I know one thing I can get is I can get my money while I'm here and with my brothers, bro. So I'm all for that, bro. They started to see through Kyle, homie, and that's what everybody is missing. The team is really starting to see that dude's true colors. That's all I got. Check it.
Thank you. Ooh. Hey, TC ain't the only one. That was a great call. Compio, TC, 100. Mm-hmm. Are they seeing through Kyle Shanahan?
Maybe. I just think they're seeing that everyone's getting paid, and it's my turn, and I'm not going to be the one who doesn't get paid.
Right. And you know, I don't blame them. I mean, Aiyuk, I know he signed a rookie contract, $14 million. He's underpaid. The dude is underpaid.
But he's also under contract.
But not everybody's going to be choir boy Brock Purdy. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, Kyle, I'll do. No, Brandon Aiyuk is looking at everybody get paid, to your point. Yeah. Not even on his team even. Mm-hmm. Around the league, guys are getting paid. And you know how it is, Whitey. When you're going into the final year of your contract, you want to get it taken before that. Right. You don't want to go into your final year, get hurt, something happens, and not have the guaranteed money.
It's like Trent has no guaranteed money.
Right, exactly. So these guys are looking out for themselves here, and rightfully so.
Speaking of big money, here's our own big money, Emil Fragoso of Sacktown Sports. How you doing, Emil? Busy day today, huh?
Busy would be an understatement, Whitey. It honestly would.
Yeah. So what do you have for us? What's going on? Aiyuk did not show up for practice, right?
Yeah, he did not show up for practice, despite both John and Kyle saying at the presser beforehand that they hoped that he'd be there. The expectation was that he'd be there, but the reality is he wasn't there. He did not report to practice. He was in the building, though. He just did not show up to practice. So he came, and he went for a meeting, and probably went home right afterwards. No practice for Aiyuk.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, Emil, what's your read on that then?
Just from listening to Kyle and John talk, the read is that they are fed up. They're over this. They're over the whole situation. They want to move on. They've, in their minds, done enough to try and get this deal done. Aiyuk has not wanted to meet them on where they're at on their price point. He'd only want to stick to his price point. And here we are. We're going into 12 days now before this whole situation comes to a head, because football still has to be played. Week 1 is coming up in 12 days for them, and they want their star guy out there. But the reality is he's not, and he hasn't even practiced yet. So the reality is that the Niners are preparing right now without Brandon Aiyuk in their minds. They're preparing for the guys that are on the roster, that are practicing, that are doing stuff. They're preparing that Aiyuk is not going to be part of the team as of this moment.
Interesting. You know, Emil, I was just thinking, you know, regarding Trent Williams, how much do you think when it comes to the frustration of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, I was wondering, do they put in new stuff offensively? And with Trent not being there, is that a reason why this could be, you know, the sense of urgency is heightened up? I was thinking Trent's a veteran, been there, done that. He'll be fine. But then I'm wondering, can they put in new stuff, new protections, new schemes, whatever it may be? And that's why it's so important to get them in camp?
Yeah, it's always important to get him into camp as early as possible, even for a veteran of Trent's stature. And look, I don't think he wanted to take part in training camp. I really don't, going into year 14, being 36 years old. I think he wanted to just kind of go into the season like Bosa did last year before he went into the season with his contract stuff. But the reality also is that Bosa was affected by those contract talks. He was affected both on and off the field. Debo, a year prior, same thing. Very likely, even if Trent does show up this week, does show up beginning of next week, because I do believe he will be a Niner long-term, will be on this roster come Monday Night Football against the Jets. It will still impact him for at least the first few weeks of getting into football shape, because there's a difference from being in shape and being in 49ers football shape. It's a big difference.
Yeah, Emil, based on what we heard today from Shanahan and Lynch, and just based on the tones that we heard from them, to me, it sounds like the chances of Aiyuk getting traded, in my mind, those chances have gone up. That's my read. I could be wrong. That's what it sounds to me. Would you agree with that?
I would 100% agree with that, White. The chances of him being traded or being potentially told, suck it up and play on the 5th year, seem to be very high right now, because the Niners, at this point, it feels like they're wiping their hands clean, saying enough is enough.
Yeah.
We got a season to play. You are not the only priority on this roster. We have other things coming up. Brock Purdy's deal next year. Yamala Lenore, Darius Ward need contracts. There are so many other things coming up in midst of trying to go contend for another Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And even John had an interesting comment today, too, about that Super Bowl, because we always talk about, why is this going on now? Why are they dragging this into the Super Bowl year? This is their last chance year, right?
Yeah.
John basically said that we don't prepare like we're going to make a Super Bowl every single year. You have to earn that right to go to the Super Bowl. So in their minds, they're preparing for it as a regular season, as just a regular, we'll see how this year plays out. They're not thinking of Aiyuk solely for just this year. They're thinking for it long term. And after losing the contract war with Nick Bosa last year because Nick got his bag, Jed York and the Niners front office have made it a precedent to get some wins on the business side of football. And that might cost them in the short term, but it might also clear up their cap situation potentially further down the line.
Yeah.
Emil Fergoso joining us. Emil, is there a drop-dead date you think if guys aren't in that they'll miss a week one? Is there a date you're looking at?
For Aiyuk or for Trent, Kyle?
Both. Either one.
I don't know if there's a drop-dead date. And they kind of both said there wasn't really a drop-dead date for these guys. It's more so how they feel acclimated. I think for Trent, they'd like to have him back in by the start of week one. Obviously, for Aiyuk, they'd like to have him back yesterday, if possible. They like this has been done in April at the draft. But drop-dead dates to play for Trent because of his veteran status, what he means to his team, what he brings to them, and everything. I think he'd be fine to go into week one and get acclimated just fine. But for Aiyuk, the drop-dead date feels like if it's not done by the start of next week, because he's at least in around the facility, around the building, in the meeting, all that stuff, that he probably won't feature much in week one, even week two, because he's not a part of the offense right now. He's not on the field catching passes. He's just in the meetings. He's kind of a spectator right now.
All right, Emil. We appreciate it. By the way, a one-of-one Ohtani card, somebody in Sacramento picked it up today. I don't know if you heard about that.
What?
Yeah.
I did hear about that. Yeah, they pulled the one-of-one Super Fractor anime out of Top Scrum Baseball. I did see that during my little time in between.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time today, Emil. We appreciate it. I know you've been working hard. We look forward to your coverage, and we appreciate you coming on with us.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Emil Fergoso. You can follow him, of course, on Twitter and check out his 49er reporting at sackdownsports.com. That's also where you can check out Brendan Nunes. Brendan Nunes has some interesting things that he posted today, areas of needed improvement from each Kings guard.
And I got some late-breaking news. A free agent that we've been talking about has chosen a team and signed. We're going to tell you that next. Oh, I like the shock look on his face.
That's coming up on Sackdown Sports. What?
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Slightly better Delta breeze for Wednesday evening. That'll help morning temperatures drop into the low 60s to start Thursday. Afternoon highs, though, still around 100. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you. making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884. Sacramento. Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2. What was I thinking? And he's bringing some friends. Harmony. I want to close your eyes for this. Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Labor Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Labor Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/3/24.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
There's a reason why they call Kyle Draper the king of the teases. And he sure dropped one on us right before we went to break here.
You like that one?
Yes.
I like that one, huh?
Yes. We've got a free agent that we've been talking about as someone the Kings might be interested in who's made a decision on a team.
According to Adrian Wojnarowski,
Woj Bomb!
free agent guard Lonnie Walker IV has agreed on a one-year deal with the Boston Celtics. This is a guy that was just in town last week.
Yeah.
Working out with the Kings. IT and company in there.
Not good enough for us, but the Celtics.
The Celtics will take him. According to Shams, it's an Exhibit 10 contract, which allows the Celtics to give a bonus to Walker if he's waived after training camp and plays for the team's G League affiliate in Maine. So this guy might not even be on the full roster, but
okay.
You hurt by that? This was a guy you were kind of, I don't want to say high on, but if they sign him, okay, you'd be okay with that.
He can shoot, right? But I know that the backcourt's very crowded, so no, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm good with it. He's Lonnie Walker.
You sound like Kyle Shanahan over there, right? I'm good with it.
It's just hard to say, well, he's not good enough for us. Oh, the Celtics just took him, but yeah, he can't help us.
Yeah, it's that's a tough one. And it's not necessarily as much because of the player. It's the fact that a team like the Celtics, who are already complete, are getting richer.
Mm-hmm.
And so how can they sign a player and we're just sitting here?
In all fairness, maybe some of it is he had other options and maybe it's like, no, I want to play for them. You know, maybe.
Right. Maybe he chose. Yeah,
decision.
That's true. Maybe the Kings were interested.
Maybe
they did offer. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And he decided, okay, yeah, all right. I'm looking at the bright side now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a guy we talked about last week a lot. He was in town working out.
Do you know if those workouts are continuing to any degree? You have any idea that?
I don't know. I don't know if I mean, that's something we can find out pretty easily, but guys are in and out.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't
in
the
and
team
out.
down in San Diego right now mostly?
Yeah, some of them went down to San Diego this past weekend they did. Because Doug was down there, I believe, and some of the guys were. But those guys are in and out. Like last week, Keon Ellis was up here working out with the team late last week, and so you just never know. They're in and out.
I think they work out at UC San Diego, La Jolla. I think that's where George Karl's camp used to be anyway. That's beautiful down there. How do you people who grew up in San Diego, why do you end up coming up here, Kyle?
For me personally,
Yeah.
I've got some reasons for why I left home, but honestly, Sacramento's cooler than San Diego.
I know. Why not? Why about the same, man?
It is
for me
it's
personally.
pretty down there. That's all.
Born and raised in San Diego, 18 years there. I've been in Sacramento ever since, and
there you go.
Sacramento's better.
Well played. How about that? Kyle Ledbetter. He's on fire today.
He bailed you out.
Is he he did. Is he the MVP of the show today?
No, he got to finish it off because we got a big Whitey's way back quiz. He got to finish it off.
So I've already won that.
No, his trash talk game is on point. I give him that. That's
Brendan
about the best thing he
Nunes.
can do.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that, Drapes.
Brendan Nunes, sackdownsports.com. One area of improvement for each Kings player, starting with guards today. Just wondering what you think of Brendan's breakdown.
Okay.
Brendan's breakdown. I like that. De'Aaron Fox, shot selection. You agree with that? One area of improvement.
Well, I gotta read his reasoning.
Shot selection. It's a crucial aspect of his long-term development, forcing defenders to respect his range.
Yeah, I could see that, but it's kind of reactionary. Because remember in December, he was hitting them all, and we're like, oh, this is great. Then when you start missing them, it's like, well, De'Aaron, maybe you shouldn't take as many. And so I get it. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. How about free throw shooting? I would just say free throw shooting, to be honest with you. That'd probably be my top.
I thought he was going to go something defensive.
We led league in steals, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Malik Monk, 26 years old. Fewer turnovers, consistency. Says this one's a bit tricky because part of Malik's appeal is his willingness and ability to make tough plays, and with that comes inconsistencies. So I went with his playmaking rather than asking him to iron out his shot selection.
I'm just reading the rest of it. I'm gonna skip that one. I mean, I have nothing to add on that. I don't want to go at my boy Brendan at all. I'm gonna just because then he said while he had a mere 8 games with 4 or more turnovers, Sacramento went 4-4 of those showings. That's not a whole lot. 8, that's
small sample size.
Small sample size. Yeah. So I'm not going.
I will just say one of the things that surprised me about Malik since he's been here is what a good playmaker he is. And I remember after a game asking him about what he's learned as a point guard as he played more of it. And he's like, not learning more, just being more consistent.
Right? Oh, yeah, more consistent. Yeah.
Because he's not one to say, yes, I'm getting better at that. He's like, no, I was always good and you just didn't know it.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Really. That's kind of his approach.
Yeah.
And maybe he's right. Keon Ellis, ball handling. I love Keon, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little more ball handling, a little more package to his game, if you will. I'm reading what Brendan wrote here. Coach Brown shared that coming into the 23-24 season, he had placed Ellis as the 4th string point guard. Man, he was 4th string behind Fox, Mitchell, and Colby Jones.
I remember him saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. In a low usage offensive role, Ellis has little room for turnovers. There were instances where he was tasked with bringing the ball up the floor and struggled to do so against standout perimeter defenders. Well, I was out there in Summer League, and he was at times the de facto point guard, and I think that was some of the things that, they wanted him to work on, just handling the pressure, running the offense, being a lead guard out there.
Colby Jones, ball handling. Colby Jones just needs to get established more, but sure.
Right, okay, all right.
And Jordan McLaughlin proved the improved 3-ball is real. Yeah, as last year, he knocked down 47.3% of his catch and shoot threes.
Why are you laughing at that?
That's incredible. We talked about it when he was sitting right here.
Yeah.
47.3.
That's insane, right? That's incredible. And I think he'll get a lot of catch and shoot opportunities. in this offense. When you look at, some of the guys he's going to be playing around with, DeRozan and Sabonis. And so I agree with Brendan's take on this. Prove the improved three ball is real. I'm not saying shoot 47%, but if you're open and you get good looks, knock them down. Mm-hmm. I'm with him on that.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Compio says Ledbetter is the MVP every day! !
Compio's he's sort of like me with the Niners. No matter who's in here, Jay's his guy, Kyle's, Simone. That's how I am with the Niners. Eagles, my boy Dan Campbell and company, Jordan Love. That's how I get it, Compio. You're anti-Drapes. It's okay.
No, he's my guy. That's the thing. You got a lot of your guys. Compio is my guy.
So you had suggested earlier, Kyle, that you thought playing against Kyle Ledbetter was beneath you. Are you gonna take him on here?
You know what? I'll take him on. It's really just like practice for me, just getting some shots up in the gym. I'll take him on this week.
All right, the Wayback Quiz coming up. Kyle Draper against Kyle Ledbetter next on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Slightly better Delta breeze for Wednesday evening. That'll help morning temperatures drop into the low 60s to start Thursday. Afternoon highs, though, still around 100. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
I'm Coach Doug Christie, urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia for huge Labor Day savings on your next new or certified pre-owned Kia. And tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers, too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. Carmichael Dave telling you Amy's Outdoor Living's having their famous annual clearance sale. Now, if things were tight and you passed on getting patio furniture this year, or if it was just too hot to sit outside, now is your chance. You can save up to 70%. Yeah, 70% on their top brand names like Brown, Jordan, Woodard, Hollywood, and so many other huge names. But don't wait. The clearance sale lasts for just 5 days. And at these prices, you can't afford not to check them out. You'll also find deep discounts on natural gas barbecues and demo grills. So listen, hurry in. Check out the annual clearance sale at Amy's Outdoor Living, 5 days only. I told you it was famous. It's famous for a reason. Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware, also in the El Dorado Town Center. Get up there now, and you tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere. Kia. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
We're getting ready to revisit one of the most stunning upsets in the storied history of the Wayback Quiz. Kyle Ledbetter against Kyle Draper.
Yes.
What was it, about 2 weeks ago?
No, I think I got a point against him, no, right?
Well, yeah, after it was 5-0.
And then that last one. Yeah, that last one I got. Yeah.
But it was a big upset. I'm not talking about it one-sided, but just the fact that, that Kyle Ledbetter carried the day.
No,
it
was. You guys just continue disrespecting me over and over. It
was a massive upset, dude.
Incredible.
I'm not disrespecting you.
I'm just that guy.
You were the betting underdog. It's a fact.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
You shouldn't have been, but you were.
Right.
So here's the deal today. Kyle Ledbetter, since you're playing for Jay, Jay lost yesterday. So even though you beat Draper the last time you played, he gets to go first today.
Yes. I'm not worried about that at all.
Okay, but that's the protocol here. So
that's fair.
Here are the years today. Drapes, you're up first. Everything based on things that happened or things related to something that happened on August 28th. We got 1958, 1990, 1992, 2004, another 2004, and 2014.
How many closest twos do we have?
Good question. We have 2.
1990.
1990. Ryan Sandberg becomes the first second baseman to hit how many homers in back-to-back seasons? 30, 40, or 50? The first second baseman.
30.
30 is correct. Kyle Draper with the point. He's on the board.
There you go. Yeah, Big Dog, let's go. I'm ready now.
Kyle Ledbetter, 58, 92, 04, 04, 2014.
We'll go 2004, the first one.
All right, you got it. Team USA beats Lithuania for a disappointing bronze medal finish in men's basketball in Athens. Who was the coach of Team USA? Was it Lenny Wilkins, Rudy Tomjanovich, Larry Brown?
I'm going to go with C, Larry Brown.
That's an easy one. That's a layup. Kyle, is that a layup or what?
I just know my stuff.
That's a layup.
It's 1-1.
All right.
Kyle Draper, 58, 92, 04, 2014. 1-1 ball game.
Other 04.
What nation stuns USA for gold in the men's 4x100 relay? 38.07 seconds to 38.08. This date 04. Jamaica, Great Britain, Nigeria. What nation stuns?
Jamaica.
Jamaica is not correct.
Oh.
Chance for the steal, Kyle Ledbetter.
I'm going to go with Great Britain.
He's got it.
Nice.
It's Great Britain.
Who was on that team? Do we know?
I looked it up, and it was a bunch of guys that
really?
I didn't know, so
it was a stunning upset.
Ignorance. That's why it was so stunning.
Ben Johnson. Oh, no.
No.
Right.
Kyle Ledbetter with the lead 2-1, and Kyle Ledbetter, you're up. 58, 92, 2014.
We'll go 2014.
It's a closest to.
I knew we had to get one eventually.
Yeah, I was waiting for one.
How would you like to play it?
Well, isn't the best strategy to have Drapes go first?
The best strategy is what you decide you want to do on your own, big fella.
If I answer that, Drapes is going to get
don't cheat.
I've listened to the Wayback Quiz enough.
Then you know the answer then.
Yeah, Drapes, you're going first.
All right. This date 2014. Over 8 games, Giants reliever Yusmeiro Petit sets a major league record by retiring how many hitters in a row?
You read it one more time for me, please?
Over 8 games, and culminating on this date, 2014, Giants reliever Yusmeiro Petit sets a major league record by retiring how many hitters in a row? Major league record.
I'm going to go with 19.
19?
I'm going to go with 20.
46.
What?
46.
That's crazy
in a row.
That is crazy.
Okay. Yes. In fairness to you, Drapes, I knew 19 was too low, but I thought it was only like 25.
Right. I thought 40-something is insane.
If you had guessed like 26, I might have gone 25.
Yeah. That's the key with those. You got to guess a number that it could go either way. Dang.
Yeah.
It's 3-1. Drapes, 2 on the board. You got to get busy here. 58 or 92?
92.
92 is the closest to.
Kyle first.
All right, Kyle Ledbetter. This date, 1992, Brewers beat the Blue Jays 22-2. With an American League record, how many hits in a 9-inning game for the Brewers? Beat the Blue Jays 22-2 with an American League record. How many hits for them?
The Brewers were in the American League still at that point?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
There you go.
Interesting. I'm going to go with 34.
34.
Ooh, that's a good guess. That's a lot of hits.
That's a lot of hits.
I'm going to go 35.
31 is the answer.
Oh, God.
Kyle Ledbetter is
That's a
winning.
lot of hits. Get out the way. He getting all the easy questions. He getting all the easy ones.
He's got the victory, 4-1. Congratulations.
Dude, I'm off my game today. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he played well. You think the Larry Brown one was too easy, huh?
That was really easy. Yeah, I mean, anybody that know basketball know the beef that LeBron, Melo, and all those guys had with Larry Brown. That was a little easy. But
Yeah, but I was, 3 years old when it happened?
but if you know basketball, which you do, I'm not going to dish your basketball knowledge. That's a layup. That's a layup.
Totally fair. But
if I would have guessed that question, I would have had it.
4-1.
Kyle won fair to square.
Yeah, Kyle Ledbetter is like your New Orleans Pelicans. You just can't.
I don't know
When
about
is the
that.
disrespect going to stop?
He won 2.
Why is
He
that
won 2
disrespectful?
games.
I'm the Denver Nuggets out here.
Nah, dude, come on, man.
The champ.
Yeah, you're a G League guy that comes up, has a couple games, and then
Winning
we send you back
percentage,
down.
1,000. 1,000.
Are you comparing him to Mac McClung?
Yeah, he's the Mac McClung. And you come out for the dunk competition, win it, and then head back.
We're short on time, but could we get the 1958 question before we go?
Oh, God, you're getting
Sure.
greedy now.
You want it?
Yeah,
I guess it was my turn. so
toss up
sure.
or something. Yeah, sure.
This date, 1958, Nellie Fox sets a record by going 98 straight games without striking out. Name the Hall of Famer who went 1,502 plate appearances without striking out twice in a row.
Really?
Was it Rod Carew, Tony Gwynn, Pete Rose?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't know the answer, but I'm from San Diego, so I have to guess Tony Gwynn.
Of course
Yeah,
you do, and that is
yeah.
correct. It's Tony Gwynn.
That's crazy.
I know.
He never struck out twice in how many games?
1,502 plate appearances.
Plate appearance.
I believe
Wow.
Tony Gwynn in, I want to say, 7 seasons struck out 8 times.
That's
It's
crazy.
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's just no stopping Ledbetter today.
No, he's on fire. He's on fire.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kyle. I'm not a sore loser. I ain't gonna be a sore loser. Congratulations.
No, you're
big
just
fella.
a loser.
Oh, I remember that, Kyle. When you want a reference for your next job, big fella. I'll remember that.
Tomorrow we'll get into the top 20 of our Kings top 40. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow we'll be talking about a big 49er trade.
Maybe.
Seems more likely than we'll be
Or a
talking about a
fine.
big 49er
Yeah.
signing.
Yep.
Yeah, so thanks for being with us. And stick around because Scott Marsh has UC Davis Aggie Magazine show coming up, as I like to call it, the Ag Mag. And it's next right here on Sacktown Sports.